And we should be live.
Hi!
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Um, welcome to stream number or session number or day number, however you want to call it, episode number 16. 16 already. Wow.
Yeah, crazy, isn't it?
Of Community D&D on Arvin Elrond's channel with the ShadowCrew. Um, I am your host and dungeon master for tonight, Shadowed Mage, he, him pronouns. Thanks to everyone stopping by. Hello, VTech versus the world there in chat. Lovely to see
Hi.
you. Always nice to see people watching and chatting in chat. Um, of course, this is Arvin Elrond's channel. You can find out stuff about Arv and all of his stuff by doing commands in the chat, such as !Arv things. And there's other various things that he does, like books and graphic novels and whatnot, but we'll try and get going pretty quickly here. So, I think one very brief note I'll mention is that you may have noticed in our intro video that you did not see a card go by for one of our members, Drew the Damager, considering that at the very end of our previous session, his character did not wake up alive because he was playing an elderly human wizard. And because he was very elderly, he was always making a roll to find out if he was gonna, live through the night and wake up the next morning, and he didn't. So yeah, that character's command will have to be updated at some point once we find out what Drew's new character will be. So actually, we'll maybe do it backwards again this time, considering we were just talking about Drew. Drew, introduce yourself, and then I guess that's
Your
about it.
soon-to-be deceased character.
and to tell everyone who you used to be playing, and then if you can think of any kind of mystery as to indicate, what might be upcoming, feel free, but I won't pressure you into it.
Hello, everybody. I am Drew the Damager, and I am fucking dead.
Short, sweet, to the point. I like it.
You can find me at twitch.tv/Drew the Damager.
Thought you were gonna
And
say
tonight, I might not be playing at all. Who knows?
Yep. All right. Well, thank you very much. I guess we'll
Beautiful.
find out in about 3 hours or so if we know who your new character is or not. All right. So we'll move along to Tilted Gaming. Tell all the fine folks who are watching who you are and who your character is in this campaign.
Yes, hi, I'm Tilted Gamer. Gamer. Wow, my head had broke for a second. Tilted Gaming here. Hi.
Good.
It's bound to happen at least once. I think I've done pretty good on most of my intros. This one's... We'll just ignore it. Anyway, I will be playing a Raven Aarakocra Gloomstalker Ranger of noble lineage called Cruce Swain. And during the night, I will don my cloak and become the Crusader of Vigilante Justice, known only as his moniker of the Aviary.
Excellent. All right, and I can't bring myself to do it. I was gonna try and do something funny in introducing our next person, Truck Coon.
Oh my! Coon doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
It's not me.
The person that we lovingly refer to as Hoodie. Please introduce yourself.
Before Isekai existed, technically, right?
True.
So way back in 2004, before Isekai was even a thing, probably it was still a thing. But
definitely not anime, that's for sure.
Yeah, I before anime existed, I was born. Wait. What?
Who are you? And who's your character?
My computer is making a absolutely crazy sound when I alt tab.
Uh-oh. Well, technically 60
It's
kilometers north of me tonight is in official government emergency weather alert for tornado warnings.
Oh,
Oh.
lovely.
But, that's like 60 kilometers north. I'm sure I'll be fine.
it was Steam. Steam was only playing when I alt tabbed because I alt tabbed to look at my notes, and I was like, uh-oh. It's crazy. It was some crazy weird sound effects. Hey, okay. Hi, idiot. Read this, but not this part out loud. My name's Hoodie. He, him pronouns. I am playing the adorable, blonde-haired, green-eyed, 37-year-old cherub, Basil Globberpot, late-foot halfling alchemist artificer. And for this
Hey.
session,
Hey.
I will be breaking the fourth wall a lot, just looking in closets to see where our new party member is. Just opening every door that I've never opened.
Okay. And, Yoi, or Gubby.
Oh, Yoigo Wayne Lin, also known as Gubby, they, he pronouns, game and fiction writer, and tonight, as always, I shall be playing the leucistic white and pink Barnaul Aarakocra Echo Knight fighter known as Peach Candleheart, who loves his father very, very much.
You guys are coming up with a bunch of new words. Leucistic now, right? Okay. That's not normal. I'm waiting for the normal stuff here.
Leucism is normal.
Oh, okay.
It's 1 degree down from albinism.
Ah, yes.
Mhm. That's why he is pink.
And
The pink is why he was named Peach
Yeah.
by his father.
who is not
An
actually his
upstanding
father.
citizen who has
His-
committed no crimes.
His adoptive father.
His adopted father.
Hey, they could be fathers. It's all good. Doesn't need to be
Hmm.
biological.
Mhm. His emotional father.
That's
Emotionally, he is
it.
my father. I can see him saying that.
Trying to figure out if I have any sad music.
Oh my god.
You just play the sad violin. That's like the meme violin that you can get for free everywhere.
No.
No, not. You don't want to hear that repeat for like the first 3 hours of stream.
I think Tam would have wanted some crazy music.
Just
Oh,
heavy
oh.
metal the entire time.
No, not that one. This
And
one.
then when we're actually at his funeral, the music playing will be All I Want for Christmas.
It's got to be. What was it?
No, I'll let you guys in on a secret about Tam. Tam's favorite musical group was a traveling group of bards, known as the Traveling Boulders, and
Boulders,
his
traveling
favorite
boulders,
song from them was "Sympathy for Asmodeus."
I hate
Mm.
you.
Although I think if we played that, we would get this channel axed for copyright.
Pleased to meet you. Won't you get my name?
This is the music you decide on, huh, Shad?
No.
We got the soundtrack for Twilight to play at his funeral. Really somber
God.
melodies.
Mm.
That is true. He did tell us about
Huge
his
fan.
favorite new book series.
Huge fan. Absolutely loved it.
We just got to make sure we do not invite Volo.
Mm. Are you
Was his
kidding?
brother.
Volo will invite himself.
And then I will have security usher him out.
We'll just go with this for now. All right. So, for a little recap, last time, the party finished up their adventure dealing with the scarecrow, the scarecrows potentially, that were harassing the Stout Fellow farm out on the outskirts of Waterdeep in the Undercliff area. And they found out that it was the snow beetle orchard and meadery, Blossom Snow Beetle, who was sending the scarecrows to try and take out her competition. And her method of doing this, they found a contract that she had made with a devil in order to be able to get the scarecrows and hopefully crush her competition. So then they delivered that to some authorities, along with stealing like all of her money, a ridiculous amount of money.
Thanks, Tam.
Thank you.
Yeah, because Tam, the elderly human wizard, had disguised himself and then gone invisible and managed to get all this from a locked drawer. And
You basically left us with a nest egg. Jeez, you're like the grandfather of the group.
and then
Sexy Santa Claus, even.
That's
Yeah.
true.
yeah, and so then they're like, they went back to the Emerald Enclave and like, so we found out what was going on. We're also roping in the Blackstaff because devilry stuff going on here.
Probably a good person to let know.
And so then Blossom Snow Beetle got arrested, and they had all this money, and then they were gonna have some downtime. They were gonna have downtime for about 3 days before we were going to continue on in this session. And on that third night, leading into the, is that right? Anyways, something like that. On a night.
Yeah, it was the very last night.
On the last night leading into the next, I believe, day 20 or 21.
We're on day 1 of second 10 day after the 3-day break. So 21. Wait. The second operating 10 day. Right, so we had a 10 day unoperating.
Yeah, we had a 10-day prior.
Okay, 10-day prep. Okay, so effectively day 11 or something like that then. From starting the operation of the.
Correct. That's how I have everything marked
Yes.
timeline wise.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've known each other for basically like 2 weeks if you're counting it from the very beginning of the game, because I
Mhm.
think it took about 3 nights for us to finish everything with Wallow before getting the tavern itself or something.
Yeah.
Yep, seems about right. It was like on the third day that you got it.
Yeah.
Not
a long time, but man, did he make an impact.
Also, I would like to say that on one of those days, one of the downtime days, before the third night,
Yeah.
Tam took 200 gold and went and bought books for the library.
Nice.
Oh
smart.
no.
Why you gotta do us like this?
So now
As
the
youth
library,
say.
the library is full of books. All kinds of different books. Books about magic, books about fiction, books about nonfiction, all kinds of stuff.
Could I also add in that downtime at some point we contacted the guild about getting the Stout Fellows mead or wine or whatever
Mhm.
it is into our tavern because I was confronted about that and Basil probably wouldn't have let it go
Okay.
until it was done.
Yep.
That's
Family
fair.
panic.
Seems good.
So I guess the thing is, we haven't discovered that Tam has died yet. That was the thing
No.
we were leading into.
So we will start that morning.
And I just realized that Peach is still living at his dad's
Yep.
place, so you two get to figure that out.
Well, I'd probably, first things first, I would probably head down into the common room in our tavern area and pour some tea, get it ready for what would I assume Tam and Basil, and eventually Peach. And I'd probably just sit there, look around some various papers and reports, and just kind of sit there and wait. And I'd wonder, like, Tam's a bit late, but it's okay. He probably slept in a little bit. So I'd just be sitting there.
Just as a quick, because I just organized all this stuff. So we paid off the renovation in full. We paid off for 1 glyph of warding, I believe, but we haven't like bought it yet. But we it's counted for in the money that was then
Yep.
split up to us.
Yep.
Yep.
We haven't paid anything into advertisements. We have 600 in the bank for operational costs. Okay.
Correct.
Now that's out of my brain, and you all know this as well. And now we have a library full of books.
Yep.
Cool.
Yes.
Full library. Just writing all of it down. Got to keep track.
Yeah, you're doing great. Thank you.
Okay, so what I kind of figured, Basil comes down pretty. I mean, Basil doesn't exactly have a set like time frame because sometimes he spends longer in his room getting like potions ready to brew throughout the day. Sometimes he takes less time because that doesn't need to happen. So he probably comes down pretty early since everything's already set up from the previous downtime. And he's just like full bedhead, untucked shirt into like pajama pants with big fuzzy slippers that look just kind of like leaves, like someone had tangled a bunch of leaves together. He's like, good morning, Tam.
Oh.
Mr. Cruz.
Oh, good morning there, Sir Basil. So Tam hasn't come yet, but I'm assuming he's just resting. I'll go check in on him maybe in a little bit, though. He doesn't usually take this long, but welcome. Good morning.
Didn't this happen before? Was he just like real asleep or real tired? Did he do anything yesterday?
I mean, he was running around with all those books yesterday. It does make sense that he would be a little tired, so I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, great. Well, why don't we wait until Peach gets here?
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea, actually. He shouldn't be that long.
And then we could all like, I don't know, maybe we make like a breakfast in bed or something. Since, he worked so hard yesterday. So, I don't know.
Yes.
I guess I'll start. I probably should be the one to cook.
And
no, I'll cook.
You can see that Lith has made himself visible, and he's just kind of like wiping down like the bar, and he keeps like looking up and frowning and wiping and looking up and frowning.
What seems to be the problem there, Lift?
Lift?
Can you point to it?
Yeah, no, it's Lift.
No.
We made our resident
Swole.
ghost buff against our DM's will because the lifting ghost was way too funny.
He's got too much gains for us.
Yeah.
Swolst? Swolst
very
is a
swole.
very long stretch.
And
But yes, I'd probably like look at him inquisitively and just ask if something was wrong. But I imagine he doesn't really have the means to like talk. He just kind of like nudging or something.
So he'll point up and like kind of like cup his ear and frown.
Oh, is that so? Okay. Sir Basil, I'm going to go ahead and check in on Sir Tam now. I think.
The eggs aren't that bad. So, yeah, no, you go. I'm going to work on this milk a little bit more, make sure it's fine, because I think I also cooked the milk accidentally next to the eggs, and so it may have curdled, which I could save by straining it, I think. Yeah, good luck. I just tilt my head back into the kitchen.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm going to head upstairs towards Tam's room, and I'm going to knock on the door.
Of course, there is no answer.
And I knock again, like, Sir Tam, are you there?
Silence.
I kind of creak open the door slowly and just kind of peer in.
Okay. Smash cut.
3 weeks later.
This scene of Cruz opening the door and like looking in to Tam's room, then all of a sudden like the camera effects like start to go all shadowy and warped.
Oh, he's messing with that book again, is he?
And Tam sits up in bed and he's like, I'm coming. And then like he'll like look behind himself and see himself still in the bed and like look over at Cruz and he's like, Drew.
Oh, he's
Drew.
gone. He's dead.
Drew, you
He's
better not have
gone.
taken a nap.
No.
No, I'm still here.
You
He's
can't get away from
basically.
the arcade, buddy.
I think he's trying to say that your incorporeal form is noticing that your corporeal form is no longer working,
Yes.
and we're at your scene at the moment.
I would be very upset, I guess.
Just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Uh,
Alright, smash cut back to Cruz. the,
I'm assuming I see him laying on the bed motionless.
the scene now looks normal.
Okay, perfect. Fantastic. Bright windows, everything's
Yeah.
looking good. There's a little bit of light shining in.
And
Crows and various birds are singing.
it just looks like Tam's asleep.
Alright, so I go over to him and try to shake him gently. So Tam, time to get up.
He seems unnaturally stiff.
I go ahead and take a moment just to think about it, and then like, oh no. And I go ahead and put my like one of my hands to his nose or near his mouth to see if he's breathing.
Mm-hmm. No air movement. And you notice that his face feels cold.
Oh no.
Or like cooling. Like there's still some like very distant like kind of like residual heat, but
Mhm.
it's yeah. Not the usual heat of life.
At this point, you hear Basil coming up the stairs with like the clattering of dishes. All right, I strained all that close.
Wait, no, Sir Basil.
What's up?
I think our friend here is not with us anymore.
You hear a clatter and a crash of glass, followed by very quick thumps up the stairs, and then just screeching into the room. Huh?
I once again just kind of stand back and like I checked his pulse and everything. He's not breathing.
What? 1 second. I run into my room. I get the herbalism kit. I get the alchemy kit. I get all the healing stuff that I have. I immediately run back with like arms full, and I just like put it down next to the bed. All right. When's the? Can I do like a full medicine check to see? Is there any hope here, or is it like dead for hours dead?
I'd probably say that like you're able to deduce that like Tam passed peacefully in the middle of the night several hours ago, like probably about 4 hours ago at least, between 4 and 6. And it's like as far as you know, like you know, maybe a cleric could do something, but you're not sure.
I immediately forget all my stuff. I run back into my room. I pull out all the money and the lockbox for the tavern, and I go, "I'm gonna go get a cleric," and I just start running.
But
I'm gone.
okay.
If you don't chase me, I'm gone. I'm like out the door. Gone.
I can't really. At this point, I'm just like I'm kind of stunned by the whole situation. So, okay, I guess I'll let him do that.
I'm going to say that Peach is right at the door when Basil
Yep.
busts out of it
Great.
and dashes past. I'm getting a cleric. And Peach goes, "Oh,
Oh, hey Peach. Tim died. We need a cleric to raise him. I'll be right back." And I just start running down the street.
Peach?
I turn around.
hmm.
Do you know where a cleric is?
Yes, I am a ghostwriter for many of the temples here." And Peach will basically give him a list of, and like a vague, what would be the closest temple to us, actually?
Well, there's one right down the street, right down Delzorin Street, called the Holy Hands House, which is like the main like temple for a lot of deities in Waterdeep, and it is also like the headquarters of like where like all of like interment ceremonies for the city of the dead are planned.
Oh, okay. Then I will point Basil to that one, so he does not have to run that far.
Hazel's got the green leafy slippers, the pajama pants, the untucked shirt, messy hair, gone. Pull
He's
down
just
the-
going.
Yeah.
And I-
Hang of-
Probably be sitting next to Tam and just kind of pondering things as I'm just kind of like looking back and forth in disbelief.
What Peach is going to do is manifest as Echo and then teleport really fast upstairs and go poke his head through the door and go, "Oh, I see. Basil was not in fact having a terrible dream."
No, unfortunately not, and I'm having trouble comprehending it myself, to be fair. But he made the right call, I think, in this situation to immediately see if there's anything we could do.
Oh,
Will you
I
be okay by yourself, my friend?
I've had to deal with many deaths in my life, so this is not a first for me, but I should ask you all. You are all of younger descendants, so I'd imagine this is relatively new.
Oh, well, no. I myself am no stranger to death. My father was very sure to ensure that I had a thorough education. But the reason I asked you was not to ascertain your state of grief. It was to determine if you would be all right with me chasing after Basil as he went to the House of Helping Hands. For you see, he is running around with the lockbox with all the funds for the tavern, and I
I
am
just
afraid
immediately
that he
stop
will...
you like, yes, go now, actually.
And
It's
Peach...
like this, I just go full panic for like, oh no.
and so and so Peach teleports off to catch up with Basil and make sure he does not in fact get mugged.
All right. So you'll catch up with Basil kind of like about 1 block away from the Holy Hands house.
Hello, my friend. I am back. I have informed our friend of your activities.
Yes.
Looking at the jangling lockbox
Oh,
to
right,
try
yeah.
and not mention that he is
Oh.
holding all this money out loud in public.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I didn't bring anything with me. That's probably smart. All right, let's go.
Peach moseys in after him.
Okay. 1 second, please.
Loading.
I'm just gonna like slam through the doors, clamber up whatever staircase. If it's like one of those things where it's like a very quiet mass, just Basil, boom, like a bunch of jingles and clangs from coins and like various just him running into stuff. All right, I
Well-
just need a healer. Just what do you do would be great.
Like as soon as you like crash through the door, like a cleric will stop you, like puts out his hand and like grabs you by the shoulder and he says, "Calm, my friend. Please
Okay.
tell me what your situation is in great detail so we can assign the appropriate person to help you."
All right, I've seen a lot of dead people. A man has died of natural causes. He is very old. However, I do.
What
kinda
is his
suspect
name?
Tamaram, Rambalan, Tambalam, or something along those lines. Listen, it's a frantic morning because someone I know died, and I have a bunch of money. And I just start clanging, like jingling the lockbox and my personal coin pouch. So come on.
Oh, did you say Tamaran Rambatam Tambalam?
No, so I got it right. Great. Yes. Yeah.
I believe he was well known to one of our house. Let me go get her.
Awesome. Okay, you're walking so slow, and this is kind of like a 5-hour ordeal we got going on here, right?
And then Peach puts his hand on Basil's shoulder and says, "You should be nice."
I know I should be nice, but generally when people die, there's exit windows from when they die. There's the minute exit window in which you can cast Revivify and bring them back, which, we had to do a lot. And then there's the 5-hour exit window, which we're rapidly approaching. And the price cost between the 5-hour exit window and the 1,000-year exit window is just so much money. So it's got to be now.
Wait, is this an actual mechanical thing that I've overlooked?
Oh, yeah, for the different
It
hours that you
actually
can
is. Yeah.
resurrect
Yeah,
people
yeah.
in.
Revivifi's like really rapid, and then I forget the next level of it,
Raised
and then
dead
there's
is
like,
5 hours.
Yes.
Right.
and then true resurrection's like
No, Raised Dead
1,000.
is 10 days. We have time.
Oh, okay. So Basil just doesn't know this then, and
Mhm.
he's working off his own assumptions, much like what I have just done.
I'm
You're
going
not-
to
you're
say
not
Peach
screwed
is
up,
going to gently pat him again and say, "No, the window for it is 10 days.
Wait,
We have
so
time.
I could have brought my dog back. Ah,
I
dang it.
did not know your dog."
That's fine. No, I mean, it happened so long ago. My parents told me it was a 1 minute, 5 hours, and then 1,000 years, and so they didn't want to pay for the 1,000-year thing because we found him pretty far away from home. Dang it. All right, well, I guess you gotta learn somehow.
Well, do not fret, my friend. Sometimes parents are wrong. In fact, sometimes my father is wrong, but he admits it freely.
Hearing this come from Peach, though, is kind of like a jolt. He drops the lockbox. What? What did you just say? I thought.
Sometimes he admits this freely.
Oh, okay. But he's saying that you're not saying that he's wrong.
Well, sometimes I cannot argue with the fact that he is wrong. For instance, when he said that I would only grow to 5 feet tall, I am very most certainly not 5 feet tall. I am 6 feet tall, so he was very wrong, my friend.
Yeah, but you didn't have a disagreement personally, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. It was my."
I would say that my growing to 6 feet despite his predictions is very personal. It is my own personal height.
Oh, okay. See, I've tried to make my parents wrong, but they aren't. So I do understand what you're saying. It's just from a different angle. I'll pick the lockbox back up. I just thought it was such a weird thing to hear from you, for you to even say your dad is wrong. Weird morning.
Well, it is the concept that is important. For instance, I think that your parents are wrong right now as well, for they insist that you must stay at their place and to have no independence. But look at you, running around, panicking when your own friend has died, a friend that has nothing to do with them whatsoever.
Basil hears this and gets a little like side-eyed about it. And then it's like, Pete, I mean, it wasn't. I didn't. And then desperately looks to hope that he sees a cleric coming down the stairs to get an out from admitting wrongs in his own life. I mean, they didn't. They off. Yeah.
Your heartbeat is going up very, very fast.
That's right. I
complicated,
forgot you
there's
can
some
know their heart
complicated-
rate.
Complicated stuff. Sometimes people are wrong for the right reasons, and sometimes people are wrong for the wrong reasons, and they're wrong for the wrong reasons, and I was wrong for the right. Well, maybe also wrong. It's yeah. Where's that cleric?
So, Cruz, are you just kind of like standing around waiting in Tam's room, or what's going on?
I mean, I'd probably look around because I always had a feeling that book had something going wrong, but I don't know if the book is in here, so I'd probably look around the library and just in general look around. And I just kind of leave Tam there because it's like he's already in a comfortable spot. It's not like I can really move him anywhere that would be better.
Okay. So you're not going to be touching Tam's person at all?
I mean, I'd probably check his pulse, and that'd be the extent of it, really.
Basil would have touched for a full investigation to see if there are any type of markings. If you're looking for any of that.
Well, shit.
Yeah, Basil would have done a full medical. He worked in basically a morgue for 3 years.
Okay, so I'm going to say this. As Basil was doing his investigation, he did find up a folded piece of paper in an inner pocket of Tam's robes. but considering that this did not seem important to the medical
just- yeah, he would've handed
status,
it off.
he would have just like handed it off
Yeah.
to Cruz or something like that.
For sure.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna obviously read the contents of said note.
Okay. All right. Drew, if you're still there, you want to come back on to provide Tam's voice for what this note says?
Would you like to hear what the note says?
I sure would.
All right. So you open this note. It's in very fine handwriting. And it says, "Friends, if you are reading this, I am dead. Perhaps I was felled in a glorious battle by some sort of eldritch horror, or I succumbed to injuries at the end of the blade from a dastardly scoundrel. Perhaps it was an accident that ended my life, like walking unaware into a trap. Perhaps I simply drifted off peacefully in my sleep, as my advanced age caught up with me. However I passed, I want you to know that I greatly appreciated the time we spent together. It was invigorating to travel with all of you, and our adventures filled me with a sense of purpose I had not felt in quite some time. And for that, I thank you, each and every one of you. To speak to what comes next, depending on how I passed, I would not like to be a burden on anyone. If we are in an area where my body cannot be brought back to Waterdeep, leave me where I lie. My only and last request is that you take the ring from my left hand and bring it to my wife's grave. Her name is Hope Tambalam. You will find it on her headstone in the City of the Dead. If you are able to transport my body back to the city, seek out Castelhanas Telez at the Holy Hands house. I have enclosed a second letter. Please take this letter to Sister Telez. It has instructions on how I wish to be buried next to my wife in the City of the Dead. If you are not able to return my body to the city, please give this letter to Sister Telez anyway. She is an old friend. I have one final request for her, which is in the letter. I also have a small cottage on Scroll Street across from the Lamplighter's Guild. It is located halfway in between the City of the Dead and the Yawning Portal. I picked that location because it was close to my favorite place to enjoy overpriced milk and to my wife's grave, so I could visit both with ease. I do not have a lot. Whatever is in my house that you can use, feel free to take it. Again, I just want to remind you all that I have greatly appreciated our time together. The three of you made the twilight of my life bearable, and I thank you for that. With much appreciation, Tam.
Thank you, Drew.
And I'd be just kind of slowly wiping tears away, just and looking at this letter and just I'm committing it to memory, like, okay, we need to do this. We need to send him out right. So I would obviously take note of that, have the note on me, make sure that when the sister eventually is in a spot where I could meet up with them, I would make sure to give the second letter over too.
Okay. Sounds good. So, okay. We will then change scene back to Peach and Basil at Holy Hand's house. And a short, stern-looking human woman with long gray hair approaches. She is slight in build and still fairly pretty for her age, dressed in all black robes. Accompanying her is a very tall, curvy tiefling woman with like crimson skin and horns that are shaped like ram's horns. Also dressed in all black, mostly leather.
Is this the all black thing? Is that normal for a church / holy people in general? The
Uh,
commoner would.
well, for those who deal with death, yes.
Okay, great. That's all. That's all Basil's looking for is like a on the level type of situation. Basil's looking at Peach. I mean, I was kind of in the wrong because I was taking advantage of their kindness because, like, it was kind of. Oh, all right. Cleric, ha! You're here. Great. Thank you. Oh, praise the gods. We need your help.
And so the short, stern woman says, "Greetings, young ones. I hear that you bring news of the passing of Tamaran Rampatam Tambalan."
Yeah, and I think we have enough for a race dead to be catched. So if you'll follow me, we can just run back there. It's real close actually. I ran from there to here, so it'll be great.
Hmm.
So get on those.
Are you
Shoes.
are you sure that that is what his wishes were?
I have no idea. I knew the time was of essence because when a person dies, there's so much time before they can be revived in a good manner before they be like are skeletonized or I don't know. I do potions.
What my friend wishes to say is that he is quite frightened and panicking, and his thoughts are scattering before him in quite a violence. But our more level-headed friend is back at our manor, where he is standing guard over the corpse of our friend, and if you would return there with us, we would be able to present you perhaps with his last effects, and perhaps determine his final wishes.
Hmm.
Basil's just pointing at Peach. Thank you, Peach. That's perfect.
You're
Yes.
welcome, Basil.
I suppose I can accompany you. How far is it to your abode?
How far is it?
It's like
I
a
was not
block
measuring
and a
it.
half, it sounded like.
Yeah. Oh, I see it here. 1, 2,
It's like
2.5 blocks. It looks maybe
yeah, about 3 blocks.
about 3 blocks. We live in Trollskull Manor.
Ah.
The new tavern that opened up.
Oh yes. The Strange Light.
Yeah, that's the one.
I have heard of it. Very well. I need to gather 2 more companions, and then we shall accompany you back to your
Sure.
dwelling.
Is your intimidating friend not? I mean.
Oh no, she will come along. I just need uh, additional members of our society
Okay.
to make sure that everything is on the up and up. I assure you.
Should we meet you there? Should we wait
It
here?
will be momentary.
Okay. All right.
When they turn away, Peach leans down to whisper to Basil. Death involves a lot of paperwork, like taxes. That is what my father says.
Oh, right. I've never really had to do paperwork with. I've got them when they've already been dead for a while. So, yeah, no, we never really just a lot of like body charts. So this is kind of new
Well,
to me.
then we can be grateful to Tam for providing you with this learning experience.
I think it's there when you say that. That's the moment that Basil kind of has a little bit of a break in the hyperfixation of trying to fix the problem and realizes that there is a problem. And it's like, yeah. I'm gonna sit down for. I ran here, so I think I'm gonna sit down for a second.
I will stand guard over you.
Yes, please. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get your names.
Peach.
I am Peach Candleheart.
I'm Basil Pepperpot.
Right, yes. Well, Peach, Basil, please sit. We will be back momentarily. And then the short, stern woman and the tall tiefling woman both wander off down a hallway and through an archway, and then like maybe only about 5 minutes later, they come back accompanied by a dwarf. Who is decked out in very shiny but well-worn armor emblazoned with religious symbols, and has both like a sword and a hammer strapped to his back. Um, and also what appears to be a young human man, but he has long blonde hair and a subtle radiant golden sheen to his skin. And the four of them approach you, and the short, stern woman says, "All right. Well, Peach, Basil, I am Castelhana Tellez. This is Callista Amberblood," and she points to the tall tiefling woman.
Sorry, a name without a Z or a Y in it? I don't trust it.
So, yeah, short, stern woman is Castellana. That's
Castellana.
Castelhana. And then Tellez is Telez, because I'm Canadian, I will say Z. Tiefling woman is Callista, Calysta.
From the curveballs.
Of course it's a Y.
Surname Amberblood, spelled how
Okay,
you would think, all one word.
You jinxed it with the way you said that. It's like, man, you don't have any Z's or Y's or anything.
Well, we got a Z and a Y. So.
Man.
There it is.
Bots are out in force tonight.
They really are. Unfortunately, it doesn't remove it off of the chat feed in the stream.
Mm-hmm. The dwarf, she points to him, and she says, "This is my head bodyguard. This is Balgrin Deep Shield." I don't know if you want the spelling of that or not.
I'm just gonna write it Balgrin because that's hilarious to me. So
Balgrin. So one L less. Deep Shield.
And then the last blonde-haired Asmar.
Yeah. And the blonde-haired Asamar. And she says, "This is Jarek Moonsinger."
When you said long blonde hair and an Asmar, I was like, if you snuck Isel in here in a religious context, he would spin in his grave. That he's not in currently.
Second there, I thought it was bringing in freaking Edward Cullen with the shiny skin, you know?
That
one more.
That sparkles like
Twilight
diamonds. This is a this
okay,
is a subtle golden radiance.
So vastly superior, you see.
Yeah.
Sexy singles in your area. Okay.
That's right. We're in a church, by the way, but yeah, that's right.
They can't hear the peanut gallery. It's fine.
That's true.
Your holinesses, I guess. What part of the church are you guys even with? If you don't mind my asking, you just kind of look all fancy.
And the dwarf will just kind of grunt.
Cool.
And the tiefling woman just kind of tosses her hair back and doesn't say anything.
Professionally too. That's great. All right, cool.
The young Asamar man says, "Oh, well, we all serve many of the good aligned deities of the Holy Hand's house, but we are all close companions to Castelhana Tellez."
Oh, so you're like a party of clerics? That's pretty cool.
Well, we are not all clerics, but well, Bulgrin is a paladin. But
Well,
yes,
that's like a cleric, right? That's just a cleric with like weapons.
you are a funny one. But
Peach had.
please,
Sorry.
please,
Continue.
please, as all of our time is, well, we do not want to waste much time. So,
Yes, thank
please,
you. Great.
lead the way, and we shall follow.
So I'd like to note that when everyone was being introduced, Peach kind of looked with interest when the surname of the Asamar was given as Moonsinger.
Okay.
But doesn't say anything. And yeah, he leads the way because Basil's freaking out still.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Basil's gonna try to lead the way, but it's so immediately outpaced by Peach that it just doesn't matter, right? Like,
Probably
also,
during. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna note, Basil's not gonna make the insight check. That my ask for an inquiry of what they were called was overstepped, but I am gonna note this. I remember.
Probably during this time as well, I'd be, per Tam's request, removing the ring from his finger and setting it aside in a sealed envelope to be later placed at his wife's grave.
Okay.
Do we cut to just? Well, I guess it would be Peach gently opening the door before Basil like slams it open.
Yeah.
We're back. We run help.
Yeah, so basically, Cruz, you hear Peach's dulcet, soothing tones floating up the stairs to say, "My friend, we have brought religious authorities to execute our other friend's final wishes."
Always away with words there, Sir Peach. By all means, come on upstairs.
Oh, excuse me, visitors, watch out for all the eggs and the non-curdled milk. If you see a curdle, let me know. I think I did it wrong then. All right, come on up.
All right. So, and this is the stern woman, Castellana Tellez. So, do you know of Tam's last wishes? Do you have any?
I'm assuming this is directed towards me at this point, or?
Yeah.
Okay. I go and ask, are you perhaps Miss Tellus? He had a letter for you.
Yes.
What?
I am Castellana Tellez. Tam and I go very far back.
You
We've
guys,
known
like-
each other. We've known each other a very long time. These are my companions, and she introduces them all again.
I go and bow and thank you for coming on such short notice. I appreciate it.
Now, last
I
wishes.
obviously would. I handed off the letter to her, and then I'd be handing off the separate letter that was directed towards us to Peach first,
Okay.
and then basically nudge to go ahead and hand it over to Basil afterwards.
Peach reads it, and he is very, very still, and he is still very still as he hands the letter down to Basil.
Basil will read it. I'm assuming Castellana is still reading her letter.
Mm-hmm.
And Basil's like, "Oh, this doesn't say anything about like revivification. So can we? I mean, it says something about internment, but like not about resurrection. So is that?
I would
So,
assume that in the letter that Ham had set aside for Miss Tellus here, it would make sense what his final wishes were from her.
Well,
we have the money for resurrection. So if you see that, I mean, just
Well, let us see what he would have wanted first. We don't want to push anything that we don't know.
well, but it would seem that your friend Tam, for however long you did know him, had a "do not resurrect" clause.
DNR. Okay.
I just kind of nod my head and close my eyes, like, yeah, he would do that.
No, I mean that's great. Why would you even? But why wouldn't you want to be alive?
Think about it, Sir Basil. He's been away from his wife for many, many years. I think he just wants to have a
Yeah, but he was
close to
alive.
the He was, and he had a time with us.
And now
as
he's
you
not.
mentioned.
But now he's not alive. But he was alive.
Yes.
So you just make him
Yes.
alive again.
It's not what he wants, Sir Basil.
I think Basil just gets mad, looking at the letter, and gently places it down, and then leaves. Anytime, and then you hear a door slam.
Oh,
All right.
I apologize for my friend. He is having a reaction.
This is probably the first major death he's ever had in his life to worry about.
well, one thing that we can do to perhaps put you at better ease is that we can perform a ritual to check on the status of his soul and ensure that he will be, uh, be passing through to an appropriate afterlife without any issue.
If you would be so kind, I would love for you to do that for his sake.
Oh, but perhaps we should fetch back our reacting friend for that to happen.
I think it's best to give him just a little more time, and we can inform him later. It's a lot for him to process right now.
Yes, but if we say, oh, by the way, Basil, we conducted a rite on Tam's soul, and he went happily into the afterlife and said farewell, and you were not there, I think he would be very upset. He told me earlier that he would have resurrected his dog if he had only known that Ray's dead would have been able to be used in 10 days as opposed to 5 hours. I am not saying Tham is a dog, but I am saying perhaps the lack of closure would be more traumatic involving Tam than with his dog.
I could see that, I suppose. I guess we should go get him then.
I apologize for this grand circus of emotions, Peach says to the assembled religious people and like toots off to go get Basil. Knock, knock, knock.
It's just you hear a bunch of just shifting and moving, followed by Basil opening the door pretty quickly, fully dressed now, no longer in sleepwear and like full adventuring garb, putting the crossbow into the backpack. I just don't understand. Okay. What's going on, Peach?
Well, the religious authorities said that they would be happy to conduct a rite on Tam's soul to see that he is ushered happily into the afterlife of his choosing, and perhaps it would be time for us to speak with him one last time. They did not actually say that, but I imagine that must be what the case is. So I thought I would tell you so that you could witness such a thing and perhaps experience some closure with mortality.
Thank you, Peach. I appreciate you coming to me about this. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, it'd be better to be there than not be there, right?
That is exactly what I said too, Cruz.
As I close the door, and you're just cool with this? Like, this is just. I mean, I know it's his wishes, and I am learning very quickly to be okay with that. But you're just cool with just giving up and just letting him drift away.
Well, we have not actually spoken to him through the rite yet. Maybe he has changed his mind while he has been dead.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, if we talk to him and he's screaming, we should bring him back, right?
Yeah, if he says, "Oh, my friends, I have been dead for some time, some hours, and I have changed my mind. Can I please come back?"
Well, I mean, there would also be like I'm so lonely without a glass of milk over here on the other side.
Yes, that does make sense. Neither glass nor milk can die, so there can be none in the afterlife. He must be very deprived indeed.
As we're exiting the common room back to the library, it's like, wait, if a cow dies, do they make a ghost milk?
We can ask Lif.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart.
Peach is so proud of himself. He's cheering up his friend. He's doing great. So he brings Basil back into the room, and Basil is noticeably a little bit less frazzled. He's like, "Yeah, I did it."
I think less frazzled and more stern. I think Basil has a look of sternness that I don't know if Basil has ever like actively given off before, besides extreme confrontations with superiority, right? Like any type of like high superior doesn't. It's the only time that this sternness has been elicited.
Okay. So you'll return to Tam's room, and all four of the religious people have kind of gathered in a kind of a ring at Tam's bedside and are holding hands. And then Castellana has laid one hand on Tam's chest, and they're all kind of have their heads bowed, as if they're in prayer and trying. A few moments go by, and then they all kind of look up and start like looking at each other and like giving each other shifty eyes.
Bewildered. Might
Can
be
I
the
immediately can I immediately slap on my detect magic goggles that I have? and cast a
Insight
spell?
check, I guess. What kind of shifty eyes are they making? Like, this is bad, the ceiling's gonna fall in, shifty eyes, or we don't know what's happened, shifty eyes.
Like, like something is not right. Shifty eyes.
Okay. I got 12 on shifty eyes reading,
Yeah. Okay.
if that matters at all.
Yeah. So it's definitely like it's like something that they did not expect. Like is going on here.
Is there something like going wrong with the spell that I can see with detect magic? Or
No.
is it- Oh, okay. So it's like
Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong with their right, but Castellana, like they all like let go of each other's hands, and Castellana will like look at each of you in turn, and then kind of look down and say, "Well, it would appear that Tam is not able to go to his rest properly. His soul is stuck."
Peach's entire head just swivels upside down. So
here? What do you mean stuck?
His soul has moved on to the plane of shadow, as most souls do upon passing from the material plane. But there are strange forces at work that are preventing Tam's soul from progressing from the plane of shadow to his chosen afterlife.
We all know about the book, right?
yeah, we saw
Oh,
the book.
100%.
So with my
Yeah.
giant bug eyes from detect magic, I just look at both of you, like with a knowing, like a do we tell them about the big magical shadow book that Tam had?
I rolled a 17 on insight, so I pick up what you are putting down, my small friend,
Great.
and I say, could he perhaps be stuck in an ominous magical book?
Well, there is more than one force acting upon Tam's soul, which is why he is stuck. There is the natural force that wants Tam to pass to the afterlife. There is another force that is trying to tie him back to the material plane, but not to his body. And there is yet another force trying to keep his soul in the plane of shadow.
We didn't get rid of, quote unquote, the book, right? We put it in a box
He
and then
hid
put it
it
into another.
somewhere.
He hit it, and then he's now
Tam
bought
hit it.
books.
Yeah,
And he is-
Tam hit it.
It's somewhere
okay.
in this library. Full of books.
Would you not be able to see it? Because it's got
Oh.
it's a magical book, right? So you
I'm
could
wearing detect magic.
yeah.
Right now, yeah.
So
Smart.
you could yeah.
I didn't even. I was like, "What do you mean?"
Big
yeah,
bug-eyed, and you're just like, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
Yeah, can I do like a quick scan to see if I catch anything magical? To see if I can find where this book is.
The book seems to have gone missing.
Of course it has.
I'm like crawling around underneath some of the bookcases. They're now like precariously filled with books, and I'm like trying to get on top of some of them. It's not here.
There
We
are
all got-
there are traces, like very faint traces of its magic in the room, but it is not here.
We all got a good look at the book, though, right? So we
Yes.
would be able to describe it to the clerics if...
Yep, sure.
Okay. Peach is going to do that. Given that I don't think we read a title or anything. There was no title
There
on
was
it,
no
yeah.
title.
So we'll just describe it then to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And say that after Tam touched this book and had a nightmare, he was able to turn invisible.
But it was also very haunting for him. He did not want to have the book anywhere near us or him.
Yeah, it
And
was
we
a
don't know
spooky
where
book.
he's put it, but he was the one that hid it away.
Well, it would... It is a good theory that perhaps that book is somehow responsible for the force that is trying to keep his soul in the plane of shadow. But for the other force, still trying to tie him in some way to the material plane, I am not sure what... That one seems very arcane.
That is
Well,
very odd. We have no idea
unfortunately,
ourselves.
none of us are wizards. We would not be able to help you much in that regard at all.
Basil's head pops from around the corner of a bookcase. His place. Didn't he have a place? Was he trying to be like a lich or something? I know they have to like keep stuff here, and maybe I don't know. Maybe you have like a thing or something. We should go to his house, right?
Basil?
Yeah.
Peach? Cruz? We will take care of Tamarin's body and make sure that he is interred alongside his wife for the time being, so that at least his former corporeal form is looked after the way that he wished it to be. In the meantime, there was a note in his letter to me asking for a favor.
Oh.
And then she turns around and she looks at her companions and she says, "It seems that one of you will be getting a promotion." Drew, would you like to come on and introduce your new character?
Hey.
Hey!
It didn't
He's
go
not dead after all.
exactly as we thought it might, but it's pretty close.
My question is,
close.
are you rolling a D4 to see which one of these PC-looking ass PCs you're gonna be, or?
So what Shadow didn't tell you about the Asimar is he is massive. He is super muscular. And like that glow
Like
is
more
just
than Liv?
very intense, right?
It's Liv! It's Liv!
My God. It's Liv.
Maximar?
Yeah, Maximar is.
Yeah, oh my
Yeah.
God.
So he walks in, he's very tall too, right? So he steps up.
Is he taller than me?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
geez.
He steps up to you all, and he looks down, and he looks over at the tiefling, then he looks back over at all of you, and then he looks over at Telez, and he looks back at all of you, and the tiefling steps forward and says, "I will be accompanying you on your journey from now on, until my god decides it is time for me to return to the Holy End's house."
This dude stepped. Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Jarek will be taking my place as Sister Telez's bodyguard.
Oh, you okay? Nice to meet you. Again,
Castle Hannah.
Castle. Yeah, it's just gonna take a minute. It's been a rough morning.
Hold up. All right. Callista is the
Callista.
Callista,
Sorry.
there we go.
That was my fault.
Yeah, you
All
threw
right.
me, the player, for a loop, and I was like, okay.
I got a lot of names in my head right now.
Mhm.
Right. So are you can you guys please let us know when the interment is so we can show up and pay our respects instead of just letting us know a week later or something, because that would be extremely rude right now.
And so Castellana will kind of nod towards Jarek and Balgrin, and they'll like take out what is basically a body bag, and then like very gingerly like lift up Tem's body and slide him into the bag, and then put him over their shoulders and march him out.
That's it. That's that. Okay. All right. Basil is shaking with anger because it seems so matter of fact. Very angry at this.
And then Castellana will follow them out, and Callista will stay with you.
Peach is. Are tieflings common in Waterdeep?
Definitely more common than Aarakocra.
Yeah,
That's true.
that is true.
We just met a tiefling girl, remember?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Um.
Yeah,
Peach.
they're not uncommon.
Okay.
What was the request that was made upon you all?
Well, Tamaran did not want you to be left to your own devices. So he did not want to leave you with one member down to your party. So he asked Matron Telez if one of us could join you.
Oh, that is so very thoughtful of him. Is she significantly larger than Tam?
No.
Okay.
No.
In which
Probably about the same size. I think she's like 5'8".
okay, and
I think
then
he was like 5'9", 5'10".
okay, and then so in that case, Peach is going to turn to her and say,
But she's muscly and thick.
"Yeah,
2 C's.
yeah." But Peach is like grouping everybody by height,
Mhm.
so he's like, "Well, because you are the same size as Tam, I will tell you something. Because of his advanced age, I often carried him around. So, if you become of advanced age while you are in our company, I will also carry you around."
I very much appreciate that, but I don't think that will be necessary.
Yes, that requires us getting to advanced age, and time goes so very slowly. And then Peach is going to look at Basil and said, "You said something about going to Tam's house."
Basil's kind of muttering. If he gave us why didn't he just want to stay alive if he was just gonna leave someone else? Yeah, sorry, Peach, yeah, we should go, because there's something trapping him here, and it's probably in his house or something, I don't know. But it's a good place to look, right? So,
Yes, it's a fair point to start, that is for sure.
did they even ask for money? I'm gonna put the lockbox away. I'm sorry, Basil, it's still like next to Tam's bed, so Basil will just pick it up along with like his various supplies and just walk solemnly back to his room.
When we go to the interment, I have the ring he requested to be placed at his wife's burial site, so we'll make sure to pay respects both there and at his grave.
And hello to Absolute76 in chat, saying hope
Hello.
no one is dying tonight. Someone started off dead.
We started at a dead.
It already happened. Therefore, it's not happening again tonight, right?
I
That's not
mean,
how-
we would have to be an exceptionally cursed party.
I am honestly like more shocked in the fact that Basil is like almost. I guess he's so fixated on the whole thing of not being resurrected that he's not thinking about like we're just straight up replacing Tam right now. And I'm kind of my character's kind of like I'm very untrustworthy of the fact we're bringing in someone completely new that we have no idea about.
Well, that's
Yeah, because your double identity, right?
That's one of the major things. But the other thing is just like it feels wrong that we're just immediately after he's gone, we're immediately putting someone else in place of him.
yeah, I think Basil's too fixated on the fact that someone is choosing to remain dead than to remain alive that he can't. It's like because one of the questions you always have about Morg is like, well, how many times did they die? Like, or like did they want to come back? And the answer is always no. And it's like, idiot. Like that's what you think because you're so removed from it. So now that he knows someone that has died in front of him, it's like, well, I can't call this person an idiot. I know they're not. It's hard. It's just hard. He's not having a good time. And so that is a full cloud in front of who is this new person from a mystery organization? Me, Hoodie? I'm like, what do you have? What's going on? What are your secrets?
And I go ahead and go over to Basil and I pat him on the shoulder and I'm like, if you wish to talk later, we can discuss this at length so that way you can clear your head. I can see you're very
we have
tormented.
work to do first, so we should do the work that we have in front of us. Because
Agreed,
if we stop,
but I want
and
to make
talk-
sure you know.
Okay, yeah, no, thank you. We should talk. I mean, it would be nice to have you and Peach around, and yeah.
We'll be here. Don't you worry. I'll make sure of that.
Basil's gonna put everything away, and then either leave you guys alone for a minute, or we can like cut to us walking to Tam's house.
Yeah.
While
Just
we are
okay.
walking to Tam's house, I will have given our newest party member one of the snacks my dad made me as a show of goodwill and welcome.
What is this?
Oh, my father calls this a granola bar.
How quaint. Thank you.
Yes. He designed it so that I can nibble it. I don't have teeth.
You just kind of open your beak, show it.
You know when barns open their faces and barn owls open their faces and you realize that they're actually hinged way in the back, so it's like their skull is opening? Yeah, he does that. Like, I have no teeth.
So, I will take the granola bar from you
Mm-hmm.
and say, hold on. Thank you very much.
You are
May
welcome.
the moon maiden keep you vigilant. And I'll touch you on the shoulder and I'll cast Vigilant Blessing.
Oh, I feel vigilant and blessed. What does that do?
That gives you advantage on shit. What's it called?
If it doesn't say perception, I swear I'll be like,
Initiative.
dude, come on.
Initiative.
Oh,
Oh,
and that
initiative.
lasts until you use it.
oh, nice, nice.
So are you gonna live with us? Are you like doing the full Tam suite, or like do we need to clear? Do we have extra rooms? If this is like a thing that has to happen.
Tamran's last wish was that I accompanied you in all of your journeys. So I would imagine that yes, I would be staying with you.
Oh, they say that home ownership is a journey. So yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Cool, great.
Well, I'm pretty sure we have, like, out of character, we have more than enough rooms that,
Oh yeah, no, it's
Yep.
not an issue
Easily.
in that regard.
yeah.
So many rooms.
Like, it's not going to be an issue of you can't have Tam's room. That's crazy.
Tam was sleeping in a cot in a library, so that's not really a room. Anyways.
Yeah.
I think
No,
the
Tam had the room with the bathroom. Don't you remember that whole conversation?
bathroom's right outside of it. Of
The
library.
Yeah,
bathroom
the
is-
room that's connected to the library. You wanted to be in the library specifically.
I thought.
Yeah, I believe that's what you were saying.
Well, but
there was
there's
a-
there's the library, and then there was like the master bedroom with like an ensuite thing going on.
Oh,
And we just set
Yeah.
him up
Yeah.
there.
in my mind, Tam always lived in the library in like a cot.
That's what I thought too, honestly.
That's hilarious.
I mean, let's be real. We probably said, "Oh, you should have the large bedroom because you're old now and you should enjoy yourself." And he was like, "No, I'm going to sleep in a library."
Yeah, we had a whole conversation about how the master bedroom is connected to the bathroom and he's old and he needs to get up and pee at
Right.
night.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I think Basil's just quiet for a lot of the walk too. Of like uncharacteristically quiet for Basil with a new person.
well, it would be rude of me if I didn't introduce myself. For now, you can just call me Cruz. Maybe as time permits, I will talk more candidly. But for now, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Take your time. I know that you lost an ally. That can be very trying.
Yes. And I just be pretty much silent for the rest of as I'm heading towards the front of the party, basically.
Do we pass by my father's shop / where we lived together on the way to Tam's place?
Remind me what part of town that's in?
The
Not
trades
even
ward.
close.
Yeah.
No,
Don't.
No, not even
because
close.
you're going
Okay, not even close.
south.
Yeah, yeah. So where is Tam's house in the map here?
So find it real quick for you.
Is this the yawning portal?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. So it would be like in here, right?
It
Or-
No,
We're
no,
ping-
the yawning portal. No,
The
that
awning
is
portal is this.
yeah, that's the this is the yawning portal.
Okay.
This is
Oh, right.
I believe that right there is Tam's house.
Yes.
Okay.
The little
yeah.
blue
Quite
dot.
a bit south from where we were.
I'm gonna put a dot for Peaches / There we go. Blech. I did it. Now we all know where each other live.
Oh, it's actually not as south as I thought. I thought it was like way down here.
But
Oh no.
if I had a spot to show you where I would be on the map, way off this direction.
What are you talking about? You live here with me.
Yeah, but I had a place of residence before.
Okay, so
These
we
were
end
some
up at Tam's place.
Yes.
Yes. There. Where I'm pinging.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
Are you gonna pull up the battle mat for this one?
I don't have a map for Tam's house. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Oh, you didn't plan like a crazy fight in here? That's crazy.
No.
All right, cool.
Expecting a lesser demon, or something like that. Like, shit,
If
here
you
we
really
go
had
again.
a djinn
Mhm.
in here, and it was like, oh, we rubbed the wrong thing, and then we have to have a big fight.
That could have been a cool idea, but I don't think Tam would have had anything like that.
Or Tam was secretly a djinn the whole time, and he tied up his owner.
We just find a storytelling skeleton in his apartment. We're like, God dang, Tam! What have you done?
Tam, you dog, you're right next to Virgin Square.
Sexy singles, in your
area.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but what does Tam's abode look like on the inside, I guess?
It's very small. It's very quaint. It's, he basically moved there after his wife died, so it's like just big enough for one person. But there's it's the typical wizard kind of place. There's books all over the place and scrolls and there is a cat walking around,
Oh.
and Bruce probably remembers at one of their morning coffee sessions, Tam mentioning that I had a problem with a mouse, so I decided to get a cat. The only problem was the
the mouse started to always outsmart the cat. So after a while, I just treated him as a pet, and I had two pets, a cat and a mouse. I named the cat Thomas. I named the mouse
No,
Gerald.
you. Oh my god.
It's like I'm
I
walking
saw it
down
coming.
such a long street and I see the end. I'm like, well, I
Son
have
of
to
a
walk down.
gun.
But the best part is that canonically, this only hurts Cruz.
Take 2d4 psychic damage.
Yeah, all this
Can
psychic
I,
damage
like
just
right now? I'll take it. Do it right now. I'm committed.
The door will swing open and Basil's like slapping down the magical detection goggles and like putting on rubber gloves and like pulling out like, you know, the toothbrushes like, all right, I'm ready to investigate. And he'll just hop into the grossest, weirdest subcorners, the dirtiest, dingiest, like going everywhere. Can explore for secrets all over this place.
Peach will help by lifting things for you, as long as you say
Awesome.
there are no magical traps, because he obviously cannot search for those.
And I'd be trying to keep the cat and mouse away from them as they go, and ponder to myself, "Oh gosh, we have to take these pets in, don't we? Oh no."
I'll hand it. Oh, I could always use a mouse for some experiments as I'm
I-
going through,
Mm.
like the good ones, like growing wings or like an extra hand or something. Everyone
Do
likes
you
that.
really want a flying rat around the house?
I got a flying snake earlier, so what harm's a rat gonna do?
Okay, we own a tavern, Sir Basil.
Okay, so if it's flying, it's not gonna get in all the food. I feel like this is a win.
Do you think for even a second if any of our customers came to our abode, they would immediately exit out the door, stage left, as soon as they saw a mouse?
But it's flying, right? Isn't that pretty cool? Peach, would you think a flying mouse is cool?
Well, maybe I could give the mouse to my father.
Yeah, I could cage it. I can cage it, not experiment on it.
I would think that is best, but I don't want to encumber anything extra upon your father there, Sir Peach.
This is true. It was just an idea. But regardless, I think whatever we do, says Peach as he lifts up an entire stack of books, I think that whatever we do, we should keep the two of them together. I think Tam must have been keeping the two of them together for a higher purpose, like friendship.
Well, I'm just sitting there thinking about, like, going through the conversation we had over coffee. Like, he initially brought the cat in to deal with the mouse, but then the mouse outsmarted the cat at all times. And so he made them both his pets at that point.
Isn't
Well,
that
that's-
how most friendships start?
Yes, let's go with that.
Guys, I found a frying pan with a cat's face indented on it. What could that even be? How did that happen?
Can I take that 2d8 psychic damage now?
But yes, investigation roll from Basil so that
Do I
we
need
can
to
see
make-
what he can.
An investigation roll? Do you need one in this, or should I advantage? No advantage? Let me know.
Like,
Is there enough here to warrant an investigation roll? I guess is my asking.
growing in a dank corner, you find some interesting looking fungus.
Tam really didn't clean a lot, huh?
Well, he
I mean-
was at our new location, so he might have not had time to clean.
I'm also going through like the regular stuff. I'm getting the dirty, dingy stuff out of the way because that's where all the forgotten stuff falls into. So, and I have magic detection going on. I'm looking for anything, clue-wise about this.
Well, if you're looking for signs of the shadow touched book, it's not here.
Shadow, anything magical, right? Like Shadow Tuck book, any reason why, anything that could link him back here in any capacity, like that type of stuff. Because this is just the only other clue that we have. And also, he said that there might be stuff here, and we've only found a cat and a mouse. and a frying pan with a cat's head indented on it. So it's not like a lot of stuff.
Well, I mean, I suppose there would be maybe some old spell books and a couple scrolls that would set off the detect magic.
I think after going through a lot of this, Basil will be like, should we bring the books back and put them in the library? I mean, they're all Tam's, and it's Tam's library, so it kind of makes sense.
I would be happy to carry them back.
Yes, we should dedicate the library in some way to his name.
I think the lift actually has his name engraved on it, so we do have the only place ever, I think, with an elevator up to the second floor library. It does say Tam somewhere on that
is
bad boy.
true.
I'm sure he would greatly appreciate it if you brought his books from his house to the library, where he sounds like he spent a lot of his time.
Looks like it's time
Yes.
for us to rent a wheelbarrow then.
Oh no, all the strong people can carry stuff, right? I'll get like a book or two, and then you strong folk can get all the rest, right?
Actually, you have a bag
But-
of holding, so we don't need to rent a
I was just
wheelbarrow.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait a minute.
So you have a bag of holding.
You're gonna literally put us through all this extra manual labor. It's like, oh, I got a bag that's perfect for this.
If Basil's pulling out like a towel from the bag and dabbing his forehead as he's saying, "Oh, you guys carry the books, right?" and putting it back in the bag.
I literally go ahead and take a book, put it in front of Basil's face, and put it into the bag.
Oh, yeah, no, that works too.
All
yeah,
right.
we'll
Let's
collect everything, I guess. Like, if there's nothing of crazy note here, we'll just collect all the, books, stuff.
and I guess get some sort of pseudo cages or something made up for the cat and mouse, because we can't just leave them here.
If we put them in the bag, they have 10 minutes. So if we hustle back, it'll be fine.
You do know how far away we are from the tavern, right?
Yeah, no, okay, that's fair.
That is not a 10-minute walk, sir.
You wanna
It's
carry the
probably
mouse?
closer to 40.
Yeah.
Oh.
We can come back with cages, right? There's no rush. They seem fine.
Yes.
So the mouse, just so we're all clear, the mouse is brilliant. And the cat is damn near feral.
Oh,
'Cause
great.
Tam hasn't been back to his house in quite a while, so he just kind of let him live. So the cat was just, killing other mice to eat and stuff like that. It's just this one mouse that happens to be super smart.
I'm
Do we
literally
have
trying
to
to pick
roll-
up the cat and it's just trying to claw at my face.
Yeah.
Do we have to roll
You need
animal
to train
handling to
these.
bring the cat back?
Yes.
I'll do it. I'll do it right now. Come on, this is what I'm good at.
The
Please.
mouse will just like happily perch on anyone's shoulder.
No!
Guidance.
How are you
Guidance.
rolling so terribly at things you're good at?
Guidance. Just take the D4 and hope and pray.
Take the D4.
Take the D4.
All right. Take the D4. How much am I losing?
No. Take the D4 of guidance.
That puts me up to 10. Okay. You want me to do
It
that?
could put you up to 10. Which I assume might be feral cat level of animal handling.
8.
Eight.
It's an 8.
You only suffer a few scratches, but you do manage to eventually get it to at least like not be trying to utterly maul you and be able
I'm
to
just
be
let you just see a bunch of scratches on my face. Like, I told you I'm good at this.
Here I pull out one of the healing potions. You might want to apply this topically to a bunch of, everywhere.
Oh, is there something on my face?
Mm,
Just literally streaks of blood happening on my face.
yeah. It doesn't look good from the outside.
Oh, okay.
Before you do any of that, please save that for an emergency. I can take care of Crucia.
Oh,
And I will cast Cure Wounds.
This seems very over pushing it, but all right, sure.
we gotta learn what our new friend does.
Yep.
It's
Now-
symbolic, okay?
No, I get it. It's beautiful.
You got 10 healing.
Bam, I am man, that lower back pain's starting to go away a little bit, honestly. Oh, thank you very much. Honestly, I just felt the scratches on my face a little bit, but now my lower back problems. Well, thank you.
Around what time would it be by the time we finish moving everything back to Tam's library?
Take it we got there and found this all out probably around 9 or 10. And then we sought out the priests and clerics and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So that, give or take, that whole thing took about an hour and a half, you'd say?
Probably about an hour.
Okay.
So that takes you to about, let's say, 11. Then,
And then
going
we walk
off.
40 minutes here. Which
Yeah.
would be
So let's call it, I don't know, 3
1 or
p.m.?
2. 3? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Mm.
We have to maybe make multiple trips.
Because I'm thinking of the things that we still have left to do that people may feel, oh, hello, thank you for the raid. The kids are
Yes.
asleep.
Hey!
Hello.
Thank you for the raid. The kids are asleep.
Thanks for the raid, guys.
But I'm thinking of the things that we have left to do from OG Tam Party, and people may feel differently about whether or not we want to do said things with Callista in the party, like going to the totally not suspicious Hat Man to get paid. Although,
I think
did we
we
do that
did
off
that.
screen?
Yeah,
Okay.
that
Yeah, we
was-
did that off screen just before
Okay, we did that off
Tam's
screen.
passing, yeah.
Well,
cool.
there's also this like Tam's effects are here, right? Like Tam had some magical stuff. Tam had money. Like, what are we doing with all that? We're reinvesting it. Where are we housing this new person? Are they inheriting Tam's money because that would be fair as players to another player, or we as we as characters saving that for like a memorial thing for Tam? There's a lot of small minutia.
I feel like whatever we'd have to figure out the covered cost for the funeral itself would immediately be taken out of that.
Yeah.
And then he didn't say anything specific about like his next of kin or stuff like that. So at that point, it'd just be probably via donations or stuff. But we could also just give it to Callista.
I guess the question is in his will, I suppose, where he says, "Oh, I would like to request someone to join the party." Did he leave an itemized will of the things that the party should get? Like, hey, you have everything in my pack. Have this wand of missile blasting.
Yeah.
No, he'll take that to his grave.
Nope, didn't say anything about that.
Nope.
Nothing about personal effects. Nothing about money. Nothing about any of that.
Well, if that's
Tim
the
was
case,
not concerned with any of that stuff.
we would probably lead Callista to the empty room next to Basil's and be like, I mean, you can hang out in here. I hope this, we don't really, we put you up in the bigger room, but it's still Tam's. So until that's dealt with, here you go.
Thank you, Basil. I very much appreciate it.
Chris likes to make tea in the morning. And if you smell something funky, it's me and not you. So if you wake up and you smell burning, I probably burned something. If you smell like, what was it? If you smell the color purple, that's probably a big warning sign. Purple's pretty bad, pink's pretty bad, blue's okay, and green's okay. So if you smell Blue and green, fine. No need to run. Purple and pink, get out. Open the windows.
I'll try to keep all that in mind. Thank you.
Great. Oh, and orange. Orange is also good? Bad. I don't remember. I'll let you know. And Basil will just wander off to put books away, basically.
May the Moon Mother bless you.
Yeah.
And I'd probably go ahead and get together with Basil and Peach, and I think I'd get together and talk with them about it. I think it's best to reach out to others that may have known Tam and try and at least let them know about the situation that's currently going on. So I will go out and do that if you guys would like to settle
own a
things here
tavern.
at the moment.
We can just
Yes.
hold a whole memorial here. So
We
aren't
certainly could, but we would definitely want to let people know about it ahead of time, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, fair. Oh, do you want us to tell the new person about like? Does the aviary? I know we see you wear the Batman mask. Does the aviary wear a Batman mask? Basically.
That would be
Oh,
so funny.
100%. 100% he does.
So I was. Do we tell the new friend about the the thing?
I put my one of my talents to your face silent to not a word right now.
Okay, but if they figure it out on their own, like we did, that's fine.
I will broach the subject when time and things have been sorted out properly.
All right, and when we rescue Tam, I mean, we just keep Tam's room ready if he comes back. So we can just kind of leave everything there and make sure the library is okay, and then everything will be great.
That would probably be for the best, at least for now. We'll sort out things, but I think for now I need to go out and see a few people to make sure that they are in the know. For one, I know Dernan had a sort of friendship with him at times, so it would be a good idea to at least let him know. Pay
Well,
some
remember,
respects there.
Tam's not like dead yet, so it's not like a big yeah.
I will go
Yes,
to the
Sir Basil.
temples where I wrote letters. Well, and I still write letters because I still have a job. And I will inquire as to Tam's next of kin.
Yes, I was considering contacting the Black Staff about that.
Oh, that is a very good idea. Perhaps I will go there first then.
It only makes sense to me, considering that, from what I understood from Sir Tam, is that his next of kin are all scattered across Faerun, so it would be very difficult to reach out individually, but much easier if we could possibly send these messages that a higher court mage such as the Black Staff could commit to.
Yes, I will go forth and I will seek her out.
All right.
That is my character errand for the day.
My character would be heading over to the Yawning Portal to talk to Dernan and let him know. And then I'd probably go ahead and, before I leave, I'd buy a round for the entire tavern and say basically a toast in honor of Rambalan Tambalan.
Of milk? You buy a round of milk for everyone?
I will personally drink the milk. Everyone else will have alcohol.
Oh, what if, in honor of Tam's passing, like everyone's first glass of milk is free forever?
Yeah.
Because he mentioned milk being overpriced at the Yawning Portal, so obviously we have to undercut them somehow.
I was gonna propose that Basil's next large artistic project is a fountain of milk, a never-ending fountain of milk.
Oh my god!
Okay,
for the
move
tavern.
over, mayonnaise jar. It's milk jar
Yeah,
now.
there it
Oh
is.
no!
There's a terrible, terrible joke about milk jugs in there, but I'm not gonna say it because sexy singles in your area. I'm sorry.
It's a good running joke. It will never end.
Basil's downtime thing will be to just put the books away, clean up Tim's room, clean up the dishes that he spilled earlier, that type of stuff.
Oh, can you set up magical wards or anything like that, or is it not really what is in your wheelhouse?
I can do mechanical traps right now. I can't do anything magical, but I can contact the person about the glyph of warding to come by. that's because they're in our area, I believe.
Yeah.
So I can do that, but I don't know if Basil will leave while Callista is still there.
Yeah.
It's
Because
one
I
of
think.
those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's completely understandable, and I probably would have on the way out warned you. It's like it's best not to leave everyone here, or not have everyone leave all at once.
I mean, we have Lift, and Lift's pretty strong, so I think Lift could maybe wrestle her.
As much as I love the gains of Lif, I am certain he cannot actually reach or do anything to her.
How would Callista feel about a ghost on the premises?
Oh.
Are we gonna have our first PvP? Please don't make us fight over a muscle ghost.
Yeah, come on.
I think she would probably not be okay with a ghost there, but not like violent towards it. I think she would try to like talk Liv into like moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, maybe you should just go.
We're having a 2-for-1 party exit. Oh,
Like, I feel like she would probably try to exorcise. No, excise. No,
Exorcise.
exorcise. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if she found out that there's a ghost around, she would probably be like, "Oh, let's help you along here."
I come into the common room to you setting up a bunch of runes. I'm like, wow, what is this? You've been here for like 3 hours. What's going on?
Well, I don't know about Lift yet, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, after I
it
escort you to
depends.
your room, what happens? Do you stay in your room for the rest of the day, I guess is the question?
She'd probably sit in there for a while and then maybe make her way into the library just to kind of like look around at the books and stuff. I will say, since you said you were going through Tam's room, would you like to know what you found in there?
Oh, sure, yeah. 100%.
Okay, you find a spell book. You find one sheet of parchment. You find one bottle of ink. You find Grimshar's spellbook.
Oh, right.
You find a dagger. Find a light crossbow.
I remember you, little guy.
A wand of magic missiles. A wand of magic detection. And a ring of protection.
Ah, yes, now I can make my AC even more absurd.
I think as Callisto would head into the library, you'd see that Basil is in Tam's room also, just kind of like messing with something on the desk.
No. I'll notice that and I'll walk in.
Oh, hey, like hands quickly by the side. You see a bottle kind of shaking on Tam's desk a little bit. Hey, how's it going? Didn't expect to see you up and around so soon, though you're awake, so I guess, yeah. Hey, how's it going?
This is where Tamaran stayed.
Yeah, yes. This and the library. He would sleep in a cot in the corner in the library sometimes when he was reading a book.
It's clever old wizard.
Clever is certainly a word. Wily, smart, incredibly dangerous sometimes. There was this time we were walking and I was not really paying attention, and then a person tried to rob us, and so Tam flipped it around and we were robbing them. That was great because we got money out of it. The bottle stops shaking and kind of settles, and it's a small little knitted like cap over a glass jar that is knitted to look like Tam, over a looks to be a very expensive glass container.
I would like to insight check that to see if he is telling the truth about a reverse
mugging, yes.
a reverse mugging. I mean, that
How do
sounds
you insight
ridiculous.
check yourself? That's yeah. Let me roll deception here, or no, it would be persuasion. I'm not lying. So
Oh, I only got an 11.
The rolls show up for you guys?
No, because my character isn't.
Oh, it's not implemented. And
It's not in there yet. Yeah.
I only got a 10.
oh my god.
So, yeah, I mean, Basil speaks nothing but the truth. It's a weird, wacky truth, but it is a truth.
Reverse mugging, you say, huh?
Yeah, the guy was pretty bad. We didn't kill him, so I mean that was good. I wasn't gonna kill him. No, not like that. You're a respectable person that comes from the church. I wouldn't do that. I actually had people called like the Doombringers or something approach me about poisoning people, and I was like, no,
He
that's
just
really
keeps
bad.
burying himself alive.
And Tam was like, they're really bad people. They kick puppies, and I was like, I don't work for puppy kickers. So Tam helped me out of that pickle too. He was a really good guy.
Yes.
How,
Very helpful.
So did you know Tam or
Did you also do reverse muggings?
oh my god.
I'm not here.
I will say that I knew Tamrad, well enough to know that hearing that he reversed mugged someone does not surprise me.
no? Okay. I was worried that I had to like prove that Tim was actually a good guy to someone. Okay, great. How long have you known Tim for? That's crazy.
Quite some time.
How? Oh, sorry. Okay, no. My mother told me asking how old a woman is to their face would be a slap across the face of my face. So, how long have you been working at the church?
Oh, quite a few years. I'm not embarrassed about my age. I'm 26.
I'm older than you? That's crazy. No way. So, am I like your... That's crazy. I was the youngest one. No, I technically wasn't the youngest one before. Peach is only 3. But we're like the same age, right? So... Well, I
The
guess
funny thing
Mr.
is
Cruz
that
is also pretty
yeah.
young. But he's
Technically.
like an adult, so that's crazy.
I'm like
Tamarin-
30 in terms of human years.
Am I the
Tamarin
oldest one in
was-
the party now?
Tamron was the oldest one out of all of you.
Yeah, right, like a lot. So I never had to worry about that before. Now it's me.
Yes, and because of the 2-hour Kokra, you were the second oldest one.
Oh my god. Basil just sits down. So I'm like the
Having an
leader now?
existential crisis.
Is that how that works? Dude, I'm not ready for this responsibility.
It's all right. I'm sure you'll do just fine.
But, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I have to think for a while, I think, about, like, strategies and formations that we can all get into, and then I'll, like, yell, okay, yeah. Weird. I think it also hits Basil that Tam is gone in that regard of, like, I think it's shocked sadness that like morphs more into sadness than it is shocked over the course of like maybe 30 seconds. Great. It was nice. It was nice talking to you. Enjoy. We just had it all renovated, so make yourself at home. I'm gonna go downstairs. Hopefully sneak through the crowds and get some food. So, we'll catch you a little later. Have a good afternoon.
Yes, usually I have a spell to make you feel better, but unfortunately I don't have it prepared today.
That's fine. It's probably better to feel something than nothing, at least.
Yes, well, that is very true, and that's very mature of you to say.
I'm the oldest one now, so I gotta be pulling my weight. And then Basil will walk out of the room.
And I will go back in the library
Okay.
and just kind of thumb through the books and stuff.
And you get the Shadow Touch feat. You found the Shadow Book.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna say anything. So anything specific that anyone really wants to have done over the course of the rest of this day? You all said like you had some errands you were gonna do, but anything else?
I would like to tell my father that Tam has died.
Yes. Okay.
I'm also going to tell him that Basil is freaking out a lot about it. And I'm going to ask, how do I best support him?
Okay. Do you have an idea of what Peach's father would say in response to that, or?
Yeah, but
But lore.
Yeah, I do. Peach doesn't like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Hmm.
Peach will tell Basil about it when he gets back.
Okay.
Basil will probably, remembering that Basil will contact the people about the Glyph of Warding for the front door. Because that's like one of the last things that we agreed upon as a group together to do during like a downtime activity.
Yeah.
They'll
come and have that completed today.
Yeah, and we'll give them the money. The renovations finish, the full amount of renovations finish in 2 days, but they're working on the upstairs right now.
Yep.
So that's the last of that, which means Basil at that point would basically wait for everyone to get back and ask them about, because he wants to actually no, he's going to use 50 of his own gold to start investing in advertisement. Just because that was a thing that wasn't it's one of those, dealing with grief, it gets you either incredibly emotional or incredibly like goal oriented to avoid all that emotion. And Basil keeps like skimming across the pond of emotion, and he's like, I know, I gotta find the next thing. So he's just like actually doing work.
Also, I forgot to tell you, when you went through Tam's stuff, he also had 200 gold.
Oh. Basil would have added that to the lockbox in its own envelope. That just is written on it, Tam's gold.
Okay. So we will progress to the next day then.
Okay.
What, did you have something else?
Well, I was going to. You said that there was something I needed to go ahead and do during my downtime for information, and I wanted to go ahead and probably find out about this information.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Also, probably furthering that, how much would it have cost to have given everyone a round at the yawning portal, just so I can deduct that?
Give me a second here.
All good.
Let's say 4 copper times 60 patrons.
So
So
360 copper, which would be 36 silvers. Is that right?
4 times 6.
Or no, I'm completely off. I'm sorry.
4 times 6 is 24.
Yeah, no, my math was completely off. Sorry.
So 24 silver.
Yes. Okay. I will deduct that accordingly. And then I would probably at a later time, like off stream, I'd probably ask for more information if I felt like I needed more and to hire the services again.
Yeah, so what I'll say is that the information that you wind up getting back is information that you've already learned
Lovely.
due to your run-in.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ask for further investigation, then he'll ask for payment upfront for a period of 10 days.
Okay. And what would the payment be?
That is
Your firstborn child.
right page here. Suspicious happenings.
All the suspicious happenings.
Yeah, payment upfront for a period of 10 days for investigation will be 80 gold.
I'd like to try and haggle to 75.
Okay, give me a persuasion check.
Okay. That is a straight 20. Let's see. Come on, bro! 2?
You're so
In
bad
a
at
row?
you're so bad at haggling that he wants to set the price now at 100.
That's awesome.
100 it is. Yep. I'm just gonna take that and defeat and just 100 gold. Just hand it off to him. We'll discuss it
And
individually outside.
and then like a flash of like shame and guilt will pass over this person's face, and he'll give you back the 20.
No, please. At least I feel shame in the fact this happened. So please take the 100. Just take the 100.
He'll say that he'll continue investigating for another 10 days for a period of 10 days if necessary. Then
Fantastic. Thank you for your time. And then I just kind of slink out there defeated. It's a good time, guys. I've made 3 rolls today, and I've gotten 2 of the lowest rolls and the second lowest roll on the last one.
Well, this
Beautiful.
means that in future rolls they will be disgustingly high because it all evens out, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Probability.
That's exactly how that happens. Please.
Seems legit.
the law of large numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, that'll be pretty much it. The only other thing I maybe do is go over towards like the housing committees or all that stuff where they would have all that back end information about Tam and basically let them know that his passing's happening. We'll figure out all the immediate documentation soon
Yep.
enough, and then go on from there.
Okay. Does anyone want a quick break, or do we want to push through for the last hour?
Yeah, I could use a break.
Okay,
Yeah.
We'll take a 5-minute break then.
And remember, to all those watching, either now or in the future, a break for us is a break for you, so do what you need to restore yourselves, and we shall see you shortly.
And we're back.
Hi.
All right.
Hello.
Sorry, we took a little bit longer than perhaps expected. We were trying to figure out some technical stuff with D&D Beyond and Roll20 and whatnot. So, but we're back.
Yeah.
So, we were kind of finishing up things for dealing with the day of Tam's death.
Yeah. I mean, there's no sugarcoating it. It's just what it is.
So, I was trying to get things moving so that we could get to the next day.
Yeah.
Yep. Good
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think we were looking for that book, but it never turned up, right? So.
Mm-hmm. Mysteries. So the next day.
I'll say before the night ends, Callista goes back to the Holy Hands house, and I'll get some my stuff because I'm just in, like the vestments.
Okay.
So I'll come back with a rucksack with like basically all my shit in it,
Cool.
and start just putting it into the room that Basil gave me.
Okay. Alrighty. So, early the next day, there will be a message arriving from the Holy Hands house saying that they are prepared enough to be able to do an interment ceremony for Tam the next day.
Okay.
If that is amenable to the group and the plans that you are making.
That works for us, I think.
Yeah.
The only thing is that any of the family members wanted to visit their father before he was buried was the thing I was worried about.
Do they have preservation? Well, I guess gentle repose, right? Like, or like a viewing, but I don't know. What's the, hey, Shadow, you're the DM. What's the normal process when it goes on here?
That is an excellent question. Yeah, so I'm going to say that okay. I have a question for Drew first. Did Tam and Hope just have like standard like caskets buried in the ground kind of thing, or did they have like a small mausoleum, or what's their situation?
No, I would say headstone in the ground.
Headstone and casket in the ground?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So at the Holy Hands house, they will offer that there can be kind of an ongoing viewing / wake where they can cast gentle repose and have the option for people to come and visit and pay last respects to Tam for 10 days. Otherwise, if that option is not wanted, then as soon as the following day or anytime within 10 days that they can have the ceremony in which Tam is in a casket lowered into the ground and has a headstone all chiseled up and everything.
Okay.
Probably the good way to go. How much would it be to hire bards for those 10 days to constantly play I Will Win? How much would that be? Just at a guess.
Probably 2 gold a day.
Easy done. A slam dunk done. 14 gold?
There are some cheap ass bards.
Hey man.
That actually be 20 gold because it's a 10-day.
Oh dang. Yeah, it's a 10-day. All right. Can I get
How much would it be to hire Volo?
No, I literally like do not even think about bringing
Do, like,
that
slam
man near
poetry.
Tam.
Because like we have a list of prospective bards to hire, and then you just see Peach pause at one of the names on the list. It's like,
Whatever. I'll pay for a. Well, we can pay, or I can pay for a decent enough bard to be there for the full 10-day. Just I will remember you. No other song.
Is the bard that it's Tam's favorite band nearby?
Oh right. Well, we'll write
Well-
to them. Hey, how do you feel?
Well, if you want the 2 gold option, it's just like the graduating class of like the local bard school.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
No, I do kind of like that vibe of like the off key. I will remember you.
So, no, like, don't get me wrong, they're very capable bards. It's just that, yeah, they're cheap.
They're not famous,
They're
right?
not famous.
They're...
Yeah.
Wait, okay, so I'm assuming that anything above that gets much pricier, much more quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'll say Basil will pitch the 2 gold option of like, oh, I found these bards that'll play at Mr. Tam's funeral, so we can do that, or his viewing. We can do that for the 10-day before he goes into the ground until we have to dig him back up after he comes back.
And that would...
I like how that's just a foregone conclusion for Basil.
Yeah.
And I will just kind of like, I don't want to like break him down further because he's already had a rough day. So I'm just like, yes, Sir Basil, yes, that's.
I mean, you'll also notice that all the paperwork has been done. Everything's pretty clean. Both Tam's room and the library are all organized now. And Basil's sitting there with paperwork and looks a little tired. So yeah, no, I found these bards, and yeah, they'll play. So yeah, that seems like a good thing, right?
I like Eric's message in chat there saying that they totally had a student string quartet at their wedding. They played some Zelda music and kicked ass for cheap.
Beautiful.
There
it is.
How
Awesome.
great.
Peach will pay for the bards. To happily chip in for that.
Oh yeah, I mean we can split it if that would make you if that's okay. I'd like
Oh, in that case, then yes, if that is what you prefer.
yeah, that would be great.
I just go out of my way to specifically hire out bodyguards to watch the 10 days there so Bolo never goes near.
Also, you better believe that if someone's there for like 5+ hours hearing that song, they'll go insane. So
But it would be so funny if you hired people from the Emerald Enclave and were like, hello, my friends, my siblings in protecting the natural order. Please assault this man if he shows up at the funeral.
just get him out of here. He's not welcome. I know it's exactly what Tam would want. He'd be laughing. Honestly, just if he was sitting there, he'd be just laughing at the whole situation, I know.
So on day 2 of the second 10-day, the following day, Tam's viewing will start, correct?
Hmm.
That's what it
Or is it
sounds
on this
like.
day?
So on day 13 of Tavern Opening.
And could we assume that the Black Staff had no problems with reaching out to Tam's family? Or was
getting
that something...
people to reach out, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, messages will be sent if people like it, like...
No, that's all I was really wanting, was to make sure that message was sent. That was it.
Yep.
Would that have cost anything? Because Peach would have footed that since he was the one who requested that be done.
It'd be a very minimal cost.
Okay.
Like...
Are you sure there's 13 family members?
Wasn't it 16?
Yeah, it was
God,
16.
it keeps growing.
Call
He's got a whole football team.
Call it like 2 silver per message.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
What?
Peach spent more in sending these messages to the 16 family members than I did spending getting all the people at Yawning Portal a drink.
Mm,
There's
32,
magic
32 silver versus 24 silver.
There's magic involved. I guess it makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's just hilarious to me.
Prices in D&D are weird, okay?
They sure are.
All right.
So at some point in the day, I will go downstairs to the tavern area. Is there anyone around?
I would be setting up a small fountain with like a cherub holding a jug that's pouring milk out of it.
Oh my.
It's a
and-
milk fountain. Do we invent fondue? Is that a thing yet?
Holy.
That's
It's
what
a
we
new
become known
business
for.
opportunity.
Yes. Do we become known for cheese fountains? Is that something that Basil accidentally invents? Because the milk curdles, it becomes cheese. It's a cheese fountain now. I did it.
Oh no.
Basil's tried to cast like cleanliness spells on the bowl to try and make it so the milk doesn't go bad and could like go back up into the. He's like messing around with it while there's like no the lunch lull is happening.
It's the Ram Tam Do.
So he's got
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Can't believe this is a session where we actually said the word Massamar out loud, and that's not the thing that makes our DM sigh.
I know, right?
What? That's not going to be anything that, like, anything along those lines would not make me sigh.
It's all about
This
the
is-
swole ghost known as Lift.
Yeah.
That does bother me a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm probably actually talking to Liv. Yeah, I mean that would make sense. If you come down, I'm probably talking to Liv about like, so where's a good place for this? And I keep like moving it around and trying to make sure the milk's pouring correctly. And then occasionally it's mayonnaise instead. I'm like, oh, you're making the milk bad, and I'm like scooping out the milk. So you come down to that. Me talking to a ghost that is helping me with the milk fountain.
Basil, is this establishment haunted?
Oh yeah, I mean we almost called it the ghost light, and then we called it the strange light instead. Yeah, this is Lift, our very muscular ghost.
This poor soul can't move on.
Well, it's not so much that they can't move on; it's that something wasn't finished. It seemed like something about the bar and like wanting it to be successful, so and we were trying to honor that.
And I'll look at Liv.
Is that why you're still here?
Let me jump in here. Liv flexes. No, do you not want that? Sorry.
Ooh yeah.
Flexes and then, like, kind of, like, shrugs his shoulders.
Shadow's committed to it now. It's canon.
Yes.
We're good.
Yes.
Yes, we did it. We did it. We made it canon.
That's how he goes ahead and he says yes. He just flexes.
he kind of, like, so like, the apparition of Liv is there, and then just kind of, like, nods, shrugs his shoulders, gives a thumbs up, continues just, like, doing chores around the tavern.
You poor soul. You should move on to the next plane.
And then the Liv will just kind of scowl and goes back to doing chores.
Do you not want to move on to the next plane?
Liv will just kind of, like, look at Callista and look up and down. Goes back to doing chores.
And I'll look at Basil.
And you're all right with this?
I mean, yeah, I'm all right with someone choosing to do what it is that they want to do. So yeah.
Well, it is your tavern, so I suppose you have the say. All right.
I gotta insight check that. That was that was a little passive aggressive. Hazel does like an eye narrow at you. because I don't think it has occurred to him that he is in fact an actual owner of the tavern. Because once again, it has been brought to his attention he is now the oldest person here, and therefore is potentially in charge of things.
Callista has that tone that I would describe as when my mother says okay, but you know her okay means not okay.
Yeah.
I saw the
So-
cholesterol. That's a 14 for deception. You got
Yep.
22.
A 22 insight as I just narrow my eyes at you. Huh?
Oh yeah, it's exactly what you just said. It's like this is not all right.
I think Basil sees that, softens a little bit. I know it's not. Thank you for being here on Mr. Tam's wishes. I know this isn't church, and I appreciate that this might be a hard transition, especially because we're kind of a weird group. I look at Lift, who is just flexing. Sorry,
Lifting
Shadow.
chairs left and right.
I gotta keep doing it. I look at Lift, who's cleaning some stuff, and I look back, and I get that. I mean, I see now immediately. I've done the math in this moment why this might. But this is, it's all of our bars, even Mr. Tam's, and he was cool with Lift, so I am too.
Well, believe it or not, Basil, I do feel rather comfortable in a setting such as this. I was actually coming down to see if you had any alcohol.
Oh, you didn't want any of this milk? I turned the milk fountain at.
This giant. Oh no, it's mayonnaise.
Well, it's as you say, alcohol. It turns into ale. I'm like, I just cleaned it. Yeah, we have so much ale. We have so much. Also, I can make ale out of this. Do you want some of my jug ale?
You can make ale out of that jug?
Oh, yeah, it's like 8 gallons a day. Yeah, so much.
Oh my god.
Yes, I think I'd very much enjoy trying some of your jug ale.
I just I lean over the counter. I pull up a glass. I put it underneath the jug held by the cherub. It starts to like slip. I'm like, oh no, I got it. Okay. Hold the jug, and then I hand you the glass. It's like filled to the absolute brim with ale.
I fucking pound it.
Okay.
Oh, you thirsty? You want another one?
Yes.
Oh,
I will give you as many of
okay.
these as you want.
I'll slam the next one, and then a third one, and then that one I'll kind of nurse.
Well, yeah, no. If you ever want like any type of liquid, like oil or acid or poison or water or mayonnaise, you just gotta ask me about it.
Yes, no, I think this will do very, very nicely.
That's good. No one likes the mayonnaise. I get it.
It has almost a hint of blueberry in it.
Yeah, I don't know where it comes from. So, and I haven't really tried it. But the water's good. I use the water a lot.
Oh, you should. It's quite good.
Have you seen my size? If I look at alcohol funny, I fall over inebriated. Oh, wait. No. Hold on. I try some. I'm like, oh, right. I haven't had alcohol since I was like 21 the first time. So I'm actually fine.
Well, that's even more reason to try it now.
Yeah, because I drank so many poisons between here and there, and I don't think anything really affects me like that anymore.
I love how open fucking Basil is about this stuff.
The sleeves are rolled up, and on like the inside of the shirt, there's so many like scars that have like healed over in different like combinations of ways. Like, yeah, no, I tested a lot of poisons on me to try and see what would work and what was like more, what was getting less potent over time, because that was the whole point of breeding the Windsor leaf a certain way. So yeah, no, just so many poisons. So now nothing. So yeah, I guess I could have some alcohol. I'll share a cup with you as you nurse yours.
And I'll give the old tink of the glass.
2 hands.
Yes, go ahead, try it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. A little fuzzy.
As 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 Basil takes a sip, I'll kind of put my hand on the bottom of the glass and just kind of lift it up.
Oh,
Hey,
I,
this is quite good, isn't it?
I polish off the whole glass. I put it down. Oh, okay. Wow, that was. You know that thing? It was sloshy. Oh. Ugh. Ugh. And I crawl onto the counter and I just lie down. That was a lot. That was just a lot of liquid for me.
This is when Peach enters and he sees Lith flexing and Basil on the counter and Callista watching, and he says, "Oh, hello, my friends. Are we back to doing Lith's usual routine of Luskin split squats today?"
I have so much liquid. I can't do the squat today, Peach. So drinking so much. And then Basil burps the loudest burp you've ever heard.
Basil, please control your volume. I heard that with my whole face.
I'm sorry. Callista here, maybe drink a whole glass of the ale that I haven't had. Whew, it's just bubbly.
Callista, that's not very nice.
He is very fun.
Well, yes. But you made him burp in a way that resonated across my whole face.
He'll be fine.
Well, that is true. Basil is very resilient. And then, what liquid is your jug producing right now?
It's currently still producing the ale since I haven't turned it off.
And Peach looks at it and goes, "Isn't that the mayonnaise jug?"
And then it becomes mayonnaise, and mayonnaise starts flopping out of it.
Oh no.
just all sloshy.
Not mayonnaise, please.
It,
Water.
it turns into water.
Oh. Now we have watery mayonnaise in a bowl.
With this smells like blueberry alcohol. Yeah.
And I walk in, I have a bunch of documents in hand, and I'm just kind of going through, and then I look over, see Liff is flexing, lifting up a bunch of chairs over and moving stuff around. I look over, see mayonnaise, ale, water, and a bunch of other liquids in a bowl. Like, yep, that's about normal. Turn over to the rest of the party, like, so what's going on here, guys?
I was making a milk fountain to celebrate Tam's life, and it just got away from me. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna drink like a drying poison or something.
Nothing surprises me with you
Wait,
anymore, Sir Basil.
It's fine. I just start pouring powder into my hand. It's fine. I was licking it. Okay, hopefully this works.
Yes, he's quite fun.
He is quite the sort, isn't he? Yes.
I can hear his stomach.
Yes, I can too.
Yes, he does seem to be sloshing around a bit. Sir Basil, would you like me to take you up to your room?
No, don't. No one touch me for a minute. I think I'm gonna sweat it all out, and then
Okay.
I start sweating profusely. That smells like the alcohol that I just drank.
No.
Is it like your frog puffing poison thing?
Yeah.
Except you're producing water bags of the alcohol you just
Oh my
drank.
God.
It's like vapor coming off of me. I'm not sure if anyone's read like Wuxia or Murum or any of that
I was
stuff.
gonna make the reference to Baki, but
Yeah, I mean it's of the same ilk of like that, like, oh, I'm gonna hyper purify myself and you boil off all of the toxicity inside of you. So it's just like steam starts rising up out of me. I'm like, okay, there it goes. Whew. I'll sit back up. Man, that was just a lot.
and I'll go ahead and set up, just looking through many documents and start just going through and signing off on everything.
Peach is going to take a look at the documents with you.
Oh yes, it's very riveting stuff here. You would be surprised how many documents are needed for a man that's, well, he's left us at this point. Well, feel free to look. It's all ownership stuff. We have to make sure that people in higher places know that there's no longer a fourth owner in this establishment, and all sorts of I's and
Well,
T's.
hold on, don't take his name off. Yeah, I mean, he could still come back. You know, he's trapped, and he might be trapped here, and like, you know, it seems like premature, right?
Sir Basil,
Well, his soul is trapped, right? Like, what is the legal definition of dead in Waterdeep? Are you considered fully dead if you haven't moved on?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Interesting.
for legal purposes, he is considered dead.
For legal purposes, he is considered
Okay.
dead.
yeah.
Okay. Mhm.
And I'd probably forwarded that information to Basil as well as the fact that's like, even if we do inevitably find him, there might be a part of him that would want to move on anyway. There's no guarantees he'll
he's
be
not-
back.
But he's not dead yet.
As far as the law is concerned, he is, unfortunately, Sir Basil. And
Basil
I don't
grab his
want
jug.
you to. You don't have to worry about these documents. I
just-
will take care of them.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go upstairs, and hop off the counter and then leave.
Now that I have a chance to interject, by the way, Peach,
Uh-oh.
You-
Oh, fuck.
you
Oh.
will
What?
see an envelope on the counter addressed to you.
Is the handwriting familiar?
No.
Okay. Can I examine it for traps?
It's just a standard envelope. But
It could blind us. It could be one of
the-
those glitter bombs.
the wax seal on it is that of the Open Lord of Waterdeep.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, that surely cannot be a trap. I'll open it.
I forgot that Peach was part of the CIA. I totally forgot.
I forgot I was part of the CIA.
Uh
That's how good I am. Yeah, okay. Did government surfer dude write to me?
huh. Yes, he did.
Oh, thanks, government surfer dude. Oh, what's hanging?
It's cool.
So this
cool.
is there's this note that says we have work for you. Bring your friends, Jalester.
Oh yeah, I forgot his name was Jalester.
There's so
Or
many
Jalester.
things. Okay. There's still so many things I could say to just mess this man's name up.
Yes, it's supposed to be Jalester.
Jalester. Peach looks up and looks to each of his party members in turn. Looks to Callista and says, "Are we friends?"
Well, I find you to be good omen, a lucky omen. So I would very much like to be friends with you, especially.
Oh, how wonderful. Then that means I can bring you. And then Peach turns the letter around and says, "Jalester, a representative of the Open Lords, wishes me to work for them. And he says to bring my friends."
And I'm just sitting there going like, right now? Seriously? We
Is
got so
there
much going on.
Is there a time limit on it?
Um,
A postmark?
uh,
Was this sent yesterday while we were dealing with our friend's death?
it arrived this morning.
Okay.
He would like you to come visit him at the Yawning Portal sometime this day.
Okay. Peach will pass that on. Sometime this day.
And I'm just like furiously scribbling now, like trying to go as fast as I can.
I will split the paperwork with you.
You really don't have to do this, Peach. I imagine this can't be easy for you either.
Well, it is like my father says, you can work through anything. Well,
And I just
except for indigestion.
sage wisdom.
Hmm.
You and
So
I could always go and maybe take Basil with us. And if Cruz needs to stay here, he could stay here.
out of character, I see a great opportunity for the aviary to
Yeah.
switch places.
I go ahead and I'm sitting there, I'm working, and like, I'll have an associate come out and visit you guys to help out.
Is there another member of the party?
He doesn't stay in the premises, but he is a reliable sort. Let me just put that out there.
Yes, he is like an honorary friend.
Ah.
So we will take that course of action. Let us go.
And
Although
I can't wait to meet him.
although we first have to get Basil and his forever jug of mayonnaise.
Yeah, Basil walked off upstairs before the letter was open, so he was.
Yeah.
He's fuming. Yeah, I mean, a little bit like a little kid who was told that they can't have the thing that they want, and trying to make peace with the fact that he's an adult and can't have those types of feelings anymore. So you probably knock and you just hear, "You're the oldest one now, Basil. You gotta step it up." Yeah,
And I want to make it very clear, I wasn't like trying to down Basil or anything. I was just make it like I have to follow these procedures. It wasn't trying to mess with him.
Oh no, it's not anything about. I mean, that's just above the game. It's not anything about anything that Cruz is doing. It's Basil doesn't want to accept the fact that his friend died. I
Yeah.
mean, hey, it's just that simple. Basil will come with you guys after hearing. He was, well, of course we're friends. What else would we be?
Peach ponders and says, "Enemies?"
Have you stabbed me?
Associates would be the proper term right now. We've only
Yeah,
been
but we
with. Go ahead.
We haven't done business together, have we? Well, I mean, we're part of a business. Oh, business associates. Ah.
That was more towards the fact that Miss Callista here has only been in our lodge here for over a day. So for now, we are acquaintances.
Oh, I mean, for Peach, yeah, but we're friends, right?
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
of course.
of course.
Okay, great. Let's go.
Peach tucks the letter away. Make sure the mayonnaise is not leaking everywhere. Let's go. Yawning portal.
All right. So when you arrive at the yawning portal, you'll see Jellister at the bar, drinking a drink, and he seems to be kind of almost a bit morose, and is just kind of like sitting there drinking, and then eventually he notices that you walked in, and he's like, and suddenly he like lights up, and he's like, "Hey, my friends!" So you got the note.
Yes, the note is right here.
All right. So, Sir Peach, and I've heard that you decided to throw your lot in with the Lord's Alliance, and so we have a bit of a proving yourself mission for you if you are willing to accept it.
Oh, I am most certainly sure that I will prove myself.
All right, cool. So how do I put this? The Dung Sweepers Guild is worried they're going to get caught up in the crossfire of the gang war. We promised them protection, but there's been a sudden gap in our scheduling for their protection. We need you and your friends to fill in this gap. If you're willing to do this for us, then you're supposed to meet up with Morton Till at the Mule Skull Tavern on Ship Street at 6 bells. He'll fill you in on the details.
Oh, I see. And then, Peach leans in. You say Dung Sweepers Guild. Does this have anything to do with the loathsome dung eater?
The loathsome tongue eater.
The loathsome
Some dung eater!
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Elden Ring.
I just love how the narrator just screams that epithet out with his whole chest. It's so good.
He was paid a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't get the reference.
It's okay.
Are we like part of this conversation? Close to myself, or we let it? Did Peach, you and
I mean, you would be nearby.
Okay.
Mhm.
I just don't.
Also, Jalister does not seem like the kind of person who is keeping his voice down.
I'll look at Basil and say, "Did he say the dung sweepers?"
I really hope it's not like a literal name for something, and it's like a metaphorical. Like we are in the gutters. Please, 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 please. There's a lot of
Yes.
not good stuff in dung. If it was like
So-
the Mole Sweepers Guild, or yeah, I'm there.
So, is this an average thing for this party? Will you go out and help the shit jockeys?
We've been in one sewer once, and it was real bad. So no. Wait, maybe. Well, like, what do you mean by shit jockeys? Ooh, a spicy word.
Oh, I can hear you talking about your grievances with this potential mission. Don't worry, you don't have to do anything with the dung sweeping itself. You just have to protect the dung sweepers.
They actually do that. That's a real thing.
Have you seen how many horses are in this city?
Oh,
Yes, where do you think all the dung goes?
we don't use magic or something. I have so much acid, you guys. So much.
They sweep it off the street, and then it gets dealt with in various different ways.
Oh, that's pretty smart.
But yeah, go see Morton Till. Unless you're not going to take this mission.
Well, according to the wishes of my father, I shall take this mission. However, according to the wishes of my friend here, and then nodding to Basil, I must inquire as to our pay.
Oh, right, good one.
Pay. Right. Well, it is, supposed to be for Peach here to prove themselves to be worthy of being a part of the Lord's Alliance, really, but I think we can find some way to recompense you for some of your time.
Yes, especially because this friend here, introducing Callista, is a very new friend, and it is a little embarrassing, to be bringing her around where there is dung. It's kind of. Yes, it is embarrassing, so a little recompense would be nice.
Disgusting is the word you're talking about.
Oh, okay, all right. That came out of nowhere again. Ooh.
Hello.
You're so sneaky.
Well, so depending on when we can get the next group to relieve you of the duty.
Ha, funny.
I think we can probably recompense you each 1 gold per day.
How many days?
Well, like I said, depends on when we can get the next group to relieve you from this duty.
Okay.
Based on the gap in our scheduling, it could be anywhere from 4 days to 10 days.
We have to be there the whole time?
Well, maybe not necessarily the whole time, but while they're working.
Okay, all right, okay.
Oh, I see how this is.
I give Peach like an under the table thumbs up of like at least they said something about money.
Peach is going to request the schedule. Oh, I guess if we're going to Morton Till will probably give us the schedule of the
Yep.
workers, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, in that case, Peach will wrap up the conversation, and we will go there at 6 bells.
All right. And that is for next time.
As
Yay.
we're walking, I want to lean over. I just want to look up at Callista and go, rule number 1, if someone approaches you and they have a job for you, the question is, how much does it pay?
Well, the first question is, does it involve kicking puppies? And does it
great, no.
involve murder?
Yes. Do I have to kill anyone or poison anyone in my case? And then how much is it? Because so many people will just say, it's for exposure. So we got to be vigilant.
We
Yes,
didn't
no,
ask those questions earlier because we already screened Jalister for those.
Yes, you should never work for exposure. That's a scam.
Remember, you are important. And your time is too.
You also shouldn't work for anyone who kicks puppies. It's terrible.
Or who poisons people. Or
I
puppies.
Well,
see there's
that's
someone new
debatable.
amongst us.
Oh, yes. This is Callista Amberblood, our new friend. Did you know Tam died?
What?
Yes, Tam
When?
has perished. Tam perished yesterday. We are all extremely depressed.
I thought I saw you at the viewing. Wink.
No, I was definitely not at the viewing. I will make sure to pay my respects before the viewing's over. How long do I have?
Well, according-
Gentle repose is 10 days, right?
Yes.
10 days.
All right. Well,
And-
let's try to
and-
get this job done.
And you are?
Oh, my apologies. I'm known only as the Aviary in these parts. And yours?
I'm Callista Amberblood. I will be accompanying your friends here, in the absence of Tamara.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Cruz's friend. And according to the paperwork that Cruz filled out earlier today, it should be 10 days. So, Cruz can rest easy.
Yes, that is
Peach is going to
indeed
take-
correct.
Peach is going to take Basil to like a nearby street vendor for like fish balls or something.
Basil's just like, I'm not good at lying. This just isn't in my wheelhouse.
Be very, very careful. The only remedy that my father has ever told me for lying is cutting out their tongues.
Okay, all right. I know what that. I could probably regrow a tongue though. So, who knows?
Well, let's not test it. And
Good
we
enough.
can end there.
Yeah.
Well, I knew this was going to be a role play heavy session.
It kind of had to be.
What? What do
Yeah.
you mean?
What do you mean?
At least we got an appearance of the aviary right at the end.
That's true. And I'll be going through the entirety of the next cast, it would seem.
Possibly a good chunk of it.
I love the shenanigans we have going around here already.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Did you know Tam died?
What? No way.
For a second, I was going to say, you filled out the paperwork earlier in Basil's voice. And then I was like, you went to the viewing. That was the Basil thinking twice about what he was going to say.
God, I can't
Yeah,
wait
there's
for...
just not a whole lot of good responses to that one.
Basil's not a liar, guys. He's
Yep.
not someone made for it.
Almost feel like I need to hold him aside, like, sometimes just don't talk.
He's learning the lesson slowly.
I have a feeling this whole keeping the secret from Callista thing is
Oh, it's
not
not gonna
going
last.
to last very long.
Oh,
Because
no.
my passive insight is 16.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
definitely not.
So
So, are you a full-blown cleric, or are you a multi-class? There we go.
no, I just cleric.
Oh dang! So we have like a full-on healer.
For
I
now.
can lean more into damage now.
Well,
crazy.
we don't know what kind of cleric. It could be a subclass that's more focused
Yeah,
on
but
damage.
clerics can do everything, right? So it doesn't
That
matter.
is true.
They can change all the spells out every single day,
Yeah,
and
that
they
is
get
dumb.
crazy healing bonuses, and all of their spell casting that does crazy amounts of damage scales with their healing stuff. So yeah, no, they're one of the best classes to ever exist. I'll die on this hill. Clerics are the best forever and ever. And
However, would Basil let up on learning how to heal?
100% no.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I just updated the characters command in chat. So
Ooh, nice.
you can see that Drew the Damager is now playing Callista Amberblood, a Tiefling Twilight Cleric.
Oh, I've always
Ah.
wanted to play one
Twilight.
of those.
Yeah, same. I'm jealous. I think that's almost the character I came in with. Was it?
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then I was like, I shouldn't play another another like healer. I shouldn't do it. And then I still kind of did it.
I mean, it was good. It kept Tam from flat out dying in that one terrible hallway of doom.
Yeah.
What's it like to play a new character, Drew?
It's fun. I had to do a lot of reading about a lot of different stuff that I didn't know anything about real
Oh.
fast, and write a backstory real fast.
The pantheons and gods, you were like, oh, cool. Let me just jump into this casually.
Oh yeah, that is why Callista is very partial to Peach right away, because
Aw.
Callista is a follower of Selune, the
Aw.
moon goddess, and owls are a good luck sign.
Yep.
Oh no!
You've been put on a pedestal, my friend. Boom.
Well, Peach doesn't know that.
Right.
Well, I can't wait to disappoint you with my naked rolling.
And I can't wait to go and mess up another acrobatics check.
I
Yeah.
feel like, you know, even though all of us go in like that sine wave of really good rolls and then really bad rolls, yours are the most dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's perfect because it makes my character. It's like, oh, he's supposed to be like, oh, he's this really big deal vigilante justice. It's like, no, he's just a bumbling fool in the background that just he's got a costume, everything is weirdo.
Although I guess maybe we could put it down to like chronic pain from your wings because they are messed up from
Yes.
that one accident with the griffin, right?
Yep.
So we could put it down
Basically
to
mangled at the base of
Yeah.
the wings.
that. It's like the recurring war injury debuff.
I already nerfed myself on the fact that I cannot fly just because of that.
All right. So, Yoi, how did you
Yeah.
feel about tonight's session? And anything else that you potentially want to mention or anything else like that?
I loved all the conversations that all of our characters had with each other with regards to Tam's passing. Like, it was just very sweet. And even though they've only known each other for barely 2 weeks, it's all very emotional and very heartfelt and very, we gave this old man the best last 2 weeks of his life. Ah! Yeah, I imagine once Peach like really internalizes that fact, he'll get a little bit more about it. But right now he's, as always, very focused in the present. I imagine that once there are no longer things to do, it will really hit him. As for other things that I would like to plug, you can find me where the skies are blue at the Magpie Bridge. But I am not there often because I like to touch grass.
Touching grass is great.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Ooh, touching grass.
We're not getting into that again. All right. Thank you very much, Joy. Truck Kun.
Oh
No.
my god.
Like a
No,
dagger.
no, I can't do it.
Like a dagger to my heart.
Hoodie.
Yeah, but it was great. I always worry about dragging on too long in scenes, and then when you go into the scene, I'm like, oh, okay, I don't want to be here for too long, and then the scene happens. You're like, well, we got to live in this moment a little bit,
Mhm.
and then the scene ends up happening for like, you don't even pay attention at that point. By the time you're at the other end of the scene, you're like, oh, okay, well, that was where it was supposed to go, and then you look down, and you're like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Mhm.
I had it was a great time.
Yeah.
And that's always the best feeling. that I have is like, oh, I just had so much fun, it didn't matter.
Yeah. I just
And
like kind of related to your point there. Like I was just trying to make sure I wasn't trying to, you know, step on anyone's toes and trying to rush things along or anything like that. I wanted everyone to be able to play out the scenes how they wanted them to. So
yeah, and I mean, it worked out great. Because once again, I said this in the break, but it was like the three different distant ways of dealing with a large term like grief or stress, which is extreme stoicism, an extreme hyperfixation, or an extreme shock. And it was just kind of like all three were distant. No one broke down. There was no like emotional crying over a bedside. It was all like, so we have stuff we have to handle. We all kind of looked at each other as like, hey, so there's chores that have to get done.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's great. And then I leaned Basil more into the anger since no one else is going that route. And that's, I mean, Basil's kind of childish in that regard anyway. It was great. And then we got to meet a new character, which is always so much fun.
Yeah.
I love new characters. I'm going to retire Basil soon and just make a new character too. I can't. No. But yeah, that's I had a great
Embrace
time.
Burb.
Burb.
If I come back as the third Burb, then it's over. I stream D&D. I sometimes maybe think about when I'll go back to streaming video games. It'll happen maybe at some point.
Sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, truck! I'm there on everything, every single platform that you've seen the term. Oh my god, truck! That's me. It's this guy. Even on the bad sites, don't go there unless you have parental supervision.
What?
On the bad sites,
We're just gonna skip over that comment.
yeah, on like Newgrounds where they have like free games.
Yeah, no,
on the bad
just
sites that
stop.
you're not allowed to go to
Yeah.
in school.
Be quiet, Basil.
Honey, you're becoming too much like your character, and that you're digging yourself in a hole here.
That's kind of the joke. Okay, yep.
Yep, just flows right over our heads. Don't worry.
Just hold your jug of mayonnaise. It's gonna be okay.
I wish I had. I don't even have mayonnaise in my house. I couldn't even make that joke work if I wanted to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nope, not going there.
What? I don't like mayonnaise. I don't like ketchup. And I don't like mustard.
No, it was. I was
Not
thinking.
cross this threshold.
I was thinking about like you were saying, like even on the bad sites, and I was like, are there milk jugs on the bad sites?
If milk jug, I have to go to milkjugs.com to see if it's a true potterware site, like potteryware site. I have to know.
Guarantee you it's not.
We're gonna find out in 3 seconds.
Don't even need to look.
Okay. Tilted.
Hey, hi.
And Hoodie's computer has a virus.
Loading. I can't tell if I spelled it right. That's the problem being.
Yes. Hi. Today was a very fun session. It was like everyone else has said already prior. There was somber moments, and like Hoods was saying, there was 3 different ways people like usually deal with it, and there's also the 4th of like straight grief and sadness. And we didn't really admit that 4th one, but it was nice to see the dynamic where it was like Basil was just like really trying not to accept the fate and wanting to change things, just in denial of it. Whereas Peach was like just knowing that there's things that need to get done, and it's really important that we get on it. And Cruz is like, okay, there's a lot of stuff that needs to get done, and I have the idea of the scope of it. Let's work on all this, make sure that his wishes are respected, just all this stuff. It's more of like, it's just nice to have all that different distinctions. It's fun. And of course, meeting the new character was nice. And I'm sorry if I was like off-putting there, Drew. It's just the idea of it is that my character is not very trusting of a lot of people, and losing someone like that, and then immediately having someone get swapped in, just made me feel like, this is, I don't trust you at all.
I completely understand. I wouldn't trust a new character either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, I mean, it was a fun time. I thank you, Shadow, for giving us the opportunity to really delve into it. Because I know there was probably a lot of times you wanted to interrupt and like, hey, let's go with it, but you gave us the full time and it was great. in terms of did the stream crash?
It's
Did
because
it?
I went to milkjugs.com.
Uh-oh.
No,
By the way,
it's
it was
good
a
on my
blank
end.
webpage.
No, it's
Yeah,
fine.
it's good on my end as well.
Okay, it was just the
Fine.
reloader on my page.
Yeah. Fine
Alright,
on
we're
my
good.
end.
All right, so yeah, you can catch me on twitch.tv/tilted gaming with one instead of the I and for that first I. I will be probably doing some more nuzlocking stuff with Ty that was in here earlier, and overall, I'll probably be doing some like ending bits of Metal Gear Rising and picking up a new game because I know Drew really wants to see me play other games than just a bunch of the same stuff that I play. But yeah, that's me.
Okay, good. Well, Drew, this
Yes.
session was kind of all about you in a way.
Yeah, weird. It
What
wasn't
did-
about me. It was about my character.
Well, true. Your characters.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How
How
I
did
will
you?
say,
Oh yeah.
I understand why we get a good amount of viewers because I was having a fucking ball at the first
Oh.
hour just watching, like just with the camera off and the thing muted. Like you guys are super entertaining.
Thank you.
Thank
Like
you.
I mean, I was almost crying. I was laughing so hard. It was it was fantastic.
Yep. This is
And
a
then I
great
hope
group.
and then I hope that me and Shadow kind of tricked you guys.
Yeah.
I mentioned this during the break, but for chat, I thought that because, like everybody else in the group, all these new PC type looking characters at the temple, I was like, oh, one of these is Drew. But I thought in my brain, we're gonna have a combat encounter on the way back to the manor, and all of them except one will die, and that one will be Drew's character.
I'm
So
not
that's
that
what I
evil.
So,
Uh-oh.
so oh,
I'm back.
Oh,
hello.
oh,
I
there you
don't
go.
know what happened.
But you're shadowed now.
Uh-oh.
Quick, you're the DM. Go.
Go.
I don't have enough notes.
No.
Damn it. Shit.
Just say that we all leveled up. It's already gone.
There we go.
It's
There
over.
we go.
It's all over. Yeah, sorry about that. I just disconnected for a second there.
Yeah, it was the moment that Balgrin was a name. I was like, it's probably not that one because that one was too. That was like really cool looking PC, and then a weird first name, and I was like, no, I don't know.
Hey, I got that one from the notes that Drew gave me. I didn't come up with
Yep.
that one.
Well,
Yeah, that one's me.
Yeah, no, I
And-
these were all
and-
very clearly named, non-insane names.
Yes.
And
So-
I got that from a random name generator.
This is why you
Love
can't
it.
trust AI.
Yeah.
The fact that you went ahead and made a Tom and Jerry joke,
I saw that one being like lobbed up, and I'm like, no.
I was literally about to jump out of my seat. No.
I
And
saw
it
that
was-
joke. I saw that joke coming at me the way Goliath saw the stone coming at him when it was cast by David. I was like, well, here it comes. I guess I'll die.
Yeah. That's why I had to honor it by giving you the frying pan with the cat face on it. Like that's
Yep.
that was the gift back.
That was a
Hence,
nice
I
touch.
needed that 2d8 psychic damage. Like it hit me so hard that it actually hurt my character.
Mm-hmm. Any other things there, Drew?
You can find me at twitch.tv/Drew the Damager, where I play video games. And I will probably be on Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
Doing Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy VI, one or the other.
Okay. A good old square JRPG.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Can't go wrong.
All right. And I, of course, Shadow Mage. I would like to thank everyone who stopped by in chat tonight. And everyone who's always watching our campaign. I'm glad to know that there are people out there who are watching and enjoying the shenanigans that we get up to. I felt like the energy in our session tonight was pretty different from the one, 2 sessions ago, where we were just complete chaos. This
Mhm.
one was a lot more tempered.
Kind of have to in the situation.
Yeah.
We had the whole week with this session is about your friend dying. This is your task.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/shoutmage, or on Blue Sky or whatever. There's some links in my link tree in the chat command there in chat. I think we will likely be back in 2 weeks, I believe is probably the plan. But keep an eye
Yeah.
out on the schedule. We will make sure that you are updated. And of course, this is Arvin Eleron's channel. Make sure to check out all of his stuff. But it is getting late, so we will wrap things up, and probably no raid tonight. So thanks everyone for stopping by. Hope to see you all around again sometime. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Amber. Thanks, Shadowed,
Yes.
for DMing. There we go. That's
Yes,
I got it
thank you to
backwards.
DM.
Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Shadow.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Belated birthday. Thank you.
Belated birthday.
Yeah, it's still a birthday. It's in the week.